Hey y'all, it's your girl, Almanac 78. I'm back. Y'all have been keeping my eye on the foolishness on Black YouTube, especially in the Black Manosphere. And I got to speak out. I'm sorry. I got to speak out. There's too much going on. It's entirely too much going on. I got to speak. So for the last, I'm say better part of 2 weeks, I have seen numerous streams, posts, chats, so forth, so on, regarding issues such as, again, the Black Manosphere, what it is, who's involved, who's the founder, what it's intended to do, uh, um, what it's intended to do, um, even down to theme for the last couple of days has been men hitting the wall and the passport bros and all that foolishness. I'm sorry, y'all. This I this stuff made my damn head hurt. Um, so what I want to know is the Black Manosphere helping y'all, or is it some fraudulent bullshit? Because I have seen both. Now, the way that, you know what, before we get into that, let's do a little bit of roll call, because I appreciate y'all showing up, especially the wee hours of the evening for this rant, because that's what this is going to be. This is going to be a rant, but I'm gonna be asking questions at the same time. So I got D Scott. Appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate that. Bill Welsh, as always, thank you for coming through. We got RBN, Real Bravado Network, TJ. He was the one who pushed me to come on out and do this live. So I'm here. We got Project Leroy. What's going on? We were chatting it up over in RBN's chat. He was on Black Men Unfiltered. That stream's still going on, but it got goofy. So I was like, let me go ahead and start talking, because that's another problem I got. We can get to that in a minute. Prime time. Hey Prime, how you doing? What's going on? Yeah. As a intelligent Black person, I'm just gonna tell y'all what it is. I am intelligent, so I'm pretty good at deciphering whether or not you know what you're talking about while the conversation is still going on. And that is one thing I am seeing with these so-called manosphere spaces and these conversations. They start out one way, and then because people like to hear themselves talk, they keep on talking, and then they start talking about stuff they don't have no idea about. Like, if you don't know about weave, don't get into a serious conversation about weave, because now we got dudes on talking about Black women gluing other people's follicles to their scalp. Weave don't contain follicles. No. Yeah. That's not what we're doing. What'd you say, these guys say? But there's a stream taking place right now that has many brothers that have been in this for more than 10 years that can lay it out for you. Who? Because we might need to tap in and see what's going on real quick. Because I mean, I've been following some of the so-called founders, and some of these people who say they down, because then we got red pill, blue pill, black pill, white pill, pink pill, purple pill, all this bullshit. You either is or you ain't. Y'all remember that Kwame song, "Is You Is, Is You Ain't My Baby"? Like that's it. So this is what we have in the first issue. What's going on, VBN? Appreciate you coming through as always. Hey Brandon, how you doing? I got an update for you from last night. We're gonna get to that in a minute. For those of y'all who weren't here last night, let me give y'all a quick recap. So we started out talking about, I'm saying, the multi-relative shooting in Florida on Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, y'all. On Christmas Eve. And then it took a turn to, it went Almond Eye 78 after dark. So we started out, you know what I'm saying, with sex tips, and then we had relationship advice, and then towards the end, I had people in the chat giving me relationship advice and what I should do with my current situation. So Brandon was there, and he was instrumental in providing some clarity on some things for me. So again, I appreciate that, Brandon. But yeah, this whole Manosphere situation. Now, granted, we're all aware, for the last 35, 40 years or so, Black women have been the voice of Black relationships. And recently, let's say the last decade or so, men, especially Black men, have decided to come together, especially here on YouTube, to support each other and kind of brainstorm and air their grievances, so to speak. Which I have no problem with that. Hey Celine, what's going on? I have no problem with that. I feel like it's needed. So they created the Black Manosphere, so to speak, because white men have always come together and been able to commiserate and brainstorm things of that nature. What you say? Still on the other screen. Okay. So when you finish, come on over here. You say this guy. People seem to ask questions or make statements coming into this with preconceived notions rather than an open ear. Exactly. So that was actually one of the points of conversation on This Might Be Risky podcast. Shout out to him. Last week. Is the red pill and the Manosphere actually, achieving its goal, or it has it just become somewhere where Black men can, just get their shit off and whine and complain and talk shit and bitch. What you say, Celine? I found the Black Manosphere to be actually a little more reasonable than the white Manosphere. The white Manosphere wants versions, which is fine, but there's not going to be an abundance of them. I think that, well, I was raised by a Black man with good sense. So he was like, you always got to tap in on the white folks to see what the hell they talking about. So I do just that. I peep in. They talking about a little bit more than women being virgins. They actually have an agenda. They have a list of concerns. We'll call them concerns, as well as a blueprint on how to get them concerns resolved. The Black Manosphere, from what I'm seeing, first of all, y'all can't come to an agreement and get on one accord about what it is you trying to damn do. Let's start there. You can't say it's a problem if you can't then tell me what the problem is. And see, it's too many folks just getting up, running off at the mouth about shit they don't know nothing about. If you ain't been around men, ain't seen men, can't identify men when you in the presence of them, you should not be up on anybody's camera anywhere talking about being a damn man. Sit your ass down, get you a pen and a piece of paper and learn something. There's so many people talking. This is the problem with YouTube. All you need is a damn camera and some damn internet, and then you get on like you know what I'm saying, know what the hell you talking about. I have seen some fraudulent ass folk. I'm just being real. I've seen some fraudulent ass folk sitting up on the camera talking big shit all about, oh yeah, I don't take this from no woman, and she got to get on my program, and it got to be this, and it got to be that, and I'm not putting up with no, and this is how I handle it. And then I see these niggas in real life, and the shit complete opposite. It's some fraudulent ass folk. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's some fucking frauds. I ain't gonna name no names, but it's some frauds. Some of them be in this chat. Some of them was over in the chat. I was just, in the stream, I was just all up in the chat. Someone was down participating earlier today in the This Might Be Risky podcast up on the panel, fraudulent as hell. Someone been on there 4-5 times in the last 2 weeks, fraudulent as hell. It's a lot of emotional dudes that, you know what I'm saying, got their feelings hurt and just want to get up on the camera and get the boo-hooing and you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, feel better. We need to get past all of this. Men do not, you know what I'm saying, lash out to try to resolve issues. That ain't what men do. Now, I was raised by a man. I did a whole man, a for real man. And I might have to bring him up on here one day so y'all can see what the hell that looked like. I know my daddy. My granddaddy, real man. 86 years old, recovering from a stroke. More man than half these niggas I've been looking at on this damn screen for the last 2 weeks. In his stroked out state. Got more damn sense than half of these people. I'm just saying, it's a lot of frauds. It's a lot of I'm gonna make the black manosphere be what I want it to be. That's not helping the situation. You're not gonna be taken seriously, and that's why y'all not taken seriously. Then, especially these young cats. What'd you say? Hold on. Let me go back up here. Okay, we'll go back over here with Celine. The obsession with virginity these guys have to me is really creepy, especially past a certain age. I mean, I don't even think it's an obsession, but I mean, you really, in this day and age, why are you fucking? Oh, this is what's going on. Why you can't control your flesh? I mean, I got questions. I'm not a virgin. I ain't had sex in several years. You tend to get more shit done when you ain't worrying about your next nut. And that's another thing I'm seeing with this whole black manosphere. That just seems to be the goal, to get pussy or get access to pussy you didn't have access to before. That's bullshit. But that seems to be what's going on. Well, let's see. Project Leroy says black manosphere too busy entertaining and buck dancing and continues to stall and confuse people with their theories and catchphrases. Exactly. Fraudulent. They fraudulent. It's like at this point you can identify who's real, who's been given the same message from the first time they hit record to the present day. And then you can tell, you know what I'm saying, the Johnny come latelys who, you know what I'm saying, just want to, you know, get on here and be seen. You know, yeah, they like to say that, you know what I'm saying, black women like attention, but what I see, you black dudes like attention. Shit, y'all might be worse. Because I'm seeing some of the same cats on these same panels, no matter what time no matter what time the stream go live, y'all figure out how to get your ass on there. When are y'all these high value men that's doing all this damn work? Because every time I turn around, because I got it on in my ear while I'm working, y'all ass up on the screen. I ain't on the screen, I'm working, but y'all on the screen. Seeing to me, y'all like attention. What you say, these guys also black male political. Well, what is the political agenda? Because they seem to talk about everything but that, except for the select few that have, you know what I'm saying, really been consistent on what they're talking about, and those are usually the ones that don't get mentioned by any of these other bigger channels. Would you say these guys name names? I'm thinking about it. I'm really trying to be better than that, but I feel like I might have to. So we'll see how this stream goes. What you say, Celine? In a real world, when I asked a white man what he's looking for, being a virgin never popped up unless they're very religious. Exactly. I mean, yeah. A man, because there's a difference between a man and somebody who is of age. A man doesn't really care if you're not a virgin. They just don't want your shit used and stretched beyond repair. Like they don't want to be going. They don't want to go to dinner with you and find out you done fucked the waiter 2 years ago. Like they don't want to go out on a date with you, and let's say you go to Starbucks, you done rolled up on somebody you fucked in there. Y'all go to dinner, 2-3 dudes you done fucked in the restaurant. Then y'all go to the movies. It's another 5 dudes you done fucked at the theater. Men don't want to deal with all of that. So, I mean, I don't really think they care if you're a virgin. They just don't need you to be free with the pussy, and everybody, everywhere you go, you coming in contact with somebody you don't fuck. That's not what they looking for. That shit's problematic. That's problematic. What you say, Brandon? In my opinion, black men. You know what? I agree. It is a blessing if you go to the right space, and a curse if you go to the wrong space. And right now, there are far more bad spaces than there are good ones. Because again, usually the good ones are not. There's not, a bunch of bickering and arguing. There's nothing sensational going on. This is what we're talking about today. This is how I see it. This is what I think the solution should be. What do you think? Not, you know what I'm saying, men and women, 17 people on the panel and everybody arguing and all that kind of bullshit going on. That's usually we just here to, get these clicks and views and get paid. Because nothing really gets accomplished with that. What'd you say, Celine? White manosphere doesn't allow. That's why it's called the manosphere, because men are trying to resolve some shit. So if men are having an issue and men got to be the ones to resolve it, what do women need to be done for? Why can't women just sit back and, like I do, sit back and watch it and then get on their own platform and talk about what they saw? Why do women always feel like they got to be involved? Because see, when you spend the time being involved in man shit, you ain't taking care of what you need to be taken care of as a woman. So now when the man come around, now you got problems. Just everything ain't for everybody. And the manosphere, let them have that conversation. We need a woman's sphere. That's why y'all need to come over here and help me with the reset. Because we got our own stuff we need to fix over here as women. Let them do what they need to do. What you say, Bill? You just watch to see what's going on. You know what? I find myself doing that. Let me watch this to see how fast this is gonna turn to a complete shit show. Let's see, Celine. My dad, who's a white man, told me it's good to get some experiences in life because white men, for the most part, aren't up to teach their women what to do sexually. They just expect you to know. Okay, well, that's good information. I've never heard that, but that's good. That's good info. All right, Brandon, what you got for me? Yeah, if you have men on the live stream panels and in the chat taking things personal, then they're in their second childhood. Attack the argument, not the person. Have self-control. Okay, that sound like somebody else I know. You know what I'm saying? We here to attack the issue, not the person, unless the person becomes the issue. Yeah. All right, what we got? My body count is super. Mine is too, Celine. And super low until I find a person I click with. I'm gonna keep my legs closed and not just take out all that pleasure. Shout out to Mr. Michon. Yeah, it's the quantity. Yeah, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. Because Celine, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, just in my limited experience, good dick hard to find. I'm just gonna be for real with you. Good dick hard to find. So yeah, don't just run your body count up trying to find it. Just like you said, find that one person. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all vibe going and y'all do what y'all need to do to, you know what I'm saying, knock each other's socks off and keep it moving. Cooley in the house, what's going on? Just say Celine Crimson got great content. Exactly, yeah. It's a couple things she talk about I don't subscribe to, but I mean, yeah, you shoot a meat and spit out the bones. It is quality dick is like finding a treasure. But hang on, y'all. I got a little company. I'm going ahead and bring him up. What's going on?
What are you talking about? Ain't that what VBN says every time he come up? What are you talking about?
Say what?
VBN. Every time he come up, he's like, "What you talking about? I just got here. What are you talking about?"
I'm talking about the Manosphere.
I know.
And I know. What the hell he?
I'm gonna hit one point because I'm ready to go to bed. So I'm only gonna hit one.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on that other one for an hour, 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm a cooked goose. So I'm ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the white manosphere. They, from my experience with both, is very limited. But from what my 2 cents version of both the different quote unquote spheres, the white manosphere absolutely keep women out of their shit. You know, they keep them out of it. They don't want they don't want them over there. They don't think it's their business. Black men are different. We want our women in our space. That's the difference. That's why you see so many women over with black male content, because black men want their women over there. They want them over there because they want to tussle with their women. Some of it is a good tussle, meaning you got some cats out here trying to figure out and understand why our women are doing what they're doing. And then some guys just want to come get their shit off. But black men in general want to be, or want our women in our space. That's why they're there. So I don't believe it's more so black women are invading it, more so that they're being invited.
Mm-hmm. So okay. With that being said, have you, in your experience, seen any positive change coming from the women being there?
The women being there, I never thought about it in that realm, because I'm of the guys that think that the women should be there. Because I think for us, our issues are drastically different than the white guys. So we have a collective issue. So I think the women should be there. But unfortunately, there's too much of not good faith conversations happening from both perspectives. There's, I mean, in both, black men and black women got fair complaints. The complaints are fair, I think. Now, how they're going about them is where I believe we are a part of. I think men, even though sometimes when you look at various channels like P Fatty, this might be risky, you know, sometimes the men don't seem like they're more open to constructive criticism to change, but they are. Way more, if you want to compare it to our women. Our women are just, this is our spot. We're not moving off of it, and that's just kind of it. And that's not getting us anywhere. You know, when you got two forces, one who I believe is trying to get us to move somewhere, and the other one just refusing to move. And I think more of our women are refusing to move than the women that are. And that's always going to be the problem.
No, what about the men who are not refusing to move?
You got more
men who are refusing not to move.
You got the majority of the men are not refusing to move. But unfortunately, the guys that are not refusing to move are not the guys that are not as visible. That's why you can get an Angry Man's channel, a Lapeef channel, a Fight Club channel, or whatever the case may be, because those, and this is not a knock against them because it's also a business, those attract the guys who got nothing to do but to bitch and moan. Like, for instance, when I was on, like, this might be risky. I'm not going to label the whole channel because I understand what the host intent is. But like over there trying to have a conversation with those guys is just like trying to wrestle a greasy pig sometimes, you know? And they can't hear shit. That was evident. And you can disagree with my perspective, but it's one thing when you can't hear it. Those guys will pretend like you didn't say what you said, or change what you said to something else, or they'll change it to how they feel you said it. Well, this is the impression you're getting. Instead of them saying, I feel, they're going, this is the impression, which is the same thing as saying, as I feel, you know? Yeah. It's the same fucking female shit, you know? Like this week when I went over there and I told the guys, and I didn't tell them anything, I asked a fucking question. I was like, you know, you keep telling men, black men who want black women, not to include single mothers. And I'm saying, based on the numbers, how do you ask them to do that? And that question, a very simple question, got turned into, I'm advocating for all black men to pick up a single mama. No, I'm not. I'm asking you to look at it from a practical, put what you say to work, and how is that supposed to work? A lot of times we have these conversations and we don't do that part of it. Take what we're saying and then apply it to actual how's that supposed to look? Because when you put what we're saying into work, we might have to readjust what we're saying because it doesn't work. 72% of black women, 30, well, 20, well, let's just do even numbers. 30% of black women are married. We know it's a little bit less than that, but let's do round numbers. 70% of black women are single mothers, are single with children. That leaves 30% of the women that are married, they're disqualified because they're out the game. So 70% of black women, that is damn near the entire black female population. Mm-hmm. So how do you ask 54% of black men who are single and childless not to pick a black woman when their entire pool, for the most part, is single mothers?
Well, maybe they should learn to recognize unicorns such as myself because I don't have any kids.
I mean, of course, but herein lies the problem with that. So, because our shit is always so fucking complicated, you know, if you do get a woman without any children, then you got to look at the other shit. Are they compatible? Are their goals lined up? The normal shit. You know, 1 to 2%. It's literally 2 to 5% of black women, age-appropriate black women, don't have kids. 2 to 5%. That's like nothing. And then you gotta factor in, can they click, geographical locations, other stuff that goes into dating and mating.
But now y'all, wait, let me take that back. Most men in the manosphere tout, you know what I'm saying, they're high value or they're up and coming high value, and you know they want to be passport bros and all of that. So if you were to meet a woman, let's say you live in New York and she live in LA, well, no, I ain't gonna make it that far. I'm gonna say Texas. If you high value and all of that, import her ass in. What's the problem?
It doesn't work that way. You still got to date in court. Date in court and long distance is that's some bullshit.
That's why they invented airplanes.
That's some bullshit.
Train,
you
cars,
can't know,
all that kind of stuff.
You cannot know and get to know a person if they're not in your space regularly. Flying a couple times a month to see a motherfucker ain't gonna do the job.
Mm-hmm. But y'all passport growing. So how's that doing the job?
I don't give a fuck about the passport bros because they're so small. I don't care.
And that seems to be the big topic now.
I don't know how big of a topic it is. I think it's just a subset. It just, you know, it's a talking point for me. Mm-hmm. Most quote unquote passport bros are already gone. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't try to speak on because it's such a small, insignificant part of what we are. It's not worth the conversation because they don't make an impact on anything. They're not impacting anything. Not enough men are leaving for it to make an impact. Mm-hmm. And they're not leaving. A lot of them are going on vacations.
Right.
You know, which I'm not knocking them for that. There are women out here who are. I'm not going to knock these brothers because they want to go outside. That's them. That's their ding-a-ling. They let them go and their money. Go let them go do what they want to do. But the whole passport bro conversation is just, look, the passport bros weren't bothering anybody. They weren't bothering anybody. And then all of a sudden, people just started noticing more and more guys are traveling, but they didn't say that they were moving. So I don't give a damn about somebody who's going to go travel for a couple weeks and what they're doing. And it has such a little impact on the actual numbers here. I talked about this. This might be risky this week about being practical. I'm fucking tired of these theoretical conversations. Because if all you want to do is talk in theory, then you're not going to ever do anything. How do you apply it? Even in science, it moves from theory to practicality. How do we move this from theory? What can we do to turn this theory into reality? Even from a scientific perspective, you can't stay in the theory. And we do a lot of theory. There's a lot of theory conversations going around and not talking about how this shit's supposed to work.
Right. So where in the Manosphere, who is bringing the call to action?
I don't know. There was one.
Mm-hmm.
And right in the middle of him planning a large conclave.
That part, Project Leader, but he was a fraud from the beginning. But go ahead.
And see, we need to stop doing that.
Doing what?
Make it calling people out there. Let these motherfuckers go do what they go do. Fraud or no fraud, that he's insignificant to the conversation. He's insignificant to the problems that we have, the difficulties of the getting together. The fact of the matter is that it's going to be hard for a lot of brothers to get suitable, what they consider to be suitable women. The passport bros should not be anywhere near this conversation because they don't matter.
I agree with that.
And I'm not knocking them. They just don't fucking matter. They made the decision. Oh, they're out to get. It's kind of like, to a degree, a lot of these content creators, a lot of them are married.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a fucking game. They don't have a dog in the fight other than the rake in the dollars, the super chat and the AdSense. They got their woman.
True.
No, you had somebody who was moving his platform and his message towards practicality. He was doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He was having workshops and everything else, small group discussions all over the country with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
There was one messenger, and which is what I'm going to talk about after the first of the year when I go back live again. The fact that black men don't have a fucking succession plan. Yes, Messenger Sean, Kevin.
Yep.
Black men don't have a succession plan when something goes wrong. There was no succession plan after Martin Luther King and Malcolm. And well, there was a succession plan up until Malcolm and Martin, because the first major soldier to fall in the civil rights movement was Medgar Evers. Then you had Martin. Then you had Malcolm. Then you had the rise of the Black Panther Party. Then you had drugs infiltrate them with the CIA because they got afraid of them. We don't have clear, unpenetrable succession plans for our message and what we need to do. We don't have that. We fall easily. And then when somebody rises like a Kevin, the community, quote unquote community, will put the entire weight on one man's shoulders.
This is true. So
is
the
Manosphere a fraudulent mess?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say no. However, just Pearly things exposed how fucking weak it is.
Okay. Okay.
Especially if you got black men that are not on the same page and got the same message. We tend to, as one of the issues with black men is we do not sit around and we won't put our personal bullshit aside for the greater good. That's why you would have a splinter amongst the black men.
Okay. Hang on. Project Live, who did he turn on? Who did he turn on that was legit? Let me know. Because I mean, even the little coalition he was trying to put together as time has gone on, some of them been exposed as being weak. It's really only been one that's really on the same message now that they was on when they was talking with Kevin, when they was on that New York trip. That's Dennis Sperling. Everybody else flip-flopping and back and forth and wavering and all that kind of nonsense. But now going back to what you said about Pearl, don't some of the so-called black men in the Manosphere have to take some responsibility for that because they let her in?
Not take some. They fucking failed.
Okay, so they need to take all of it because they let her in.
Obsidian's ass failed. He failed. The lead attorney failed.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't got nothing against either one of these brothers. But when it came down to that Pearl Davis bullshit, they fucking failed.
Well, we got to put MTR in there too because he took his ass clean across the pond. So throw him in there too.
Yep. I'm reserved putting him in that category. Because
he went over there.
MTR did not come out and defend this motherfucker, go on an apology tour. When MTR was made aware, and I was watching him live.
He was trying to save that little project they had going on. He thought if she just apologized, they were still gonna be able to salvage that. Because it was
what? My issue was he didn't defend her. He did not go on an apology tour. He did not do any of that. And when you think you know, here's where I talk about we need to be. Why I say we need to extend grace sometimes. And when you think you know somebody and something comes out about them, it takes a while for that shit to resonate in your spirit that you saw what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that in real time with him. He was in absolute disbelief until he went back and saw it for himself. When he saw it from himself, he made a full-throated separation from that girl, and it only took 24 hours. What Obsidian and all these other cats did was garbage. They went on a damn near 2-week apology tour, picking up their swords, wanting to kill other black men, threatening other black men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but see, that's another project. That's another issue, Project Leroy. A lot of these Manosphere dudes, long as you yellow and look halfway decent, you can do whatever the fuck it is you want to do.
I don't even know
it's too much of that. It's too much. Melanie King been fraudulent from damn day one, and most of these folks in the can't get enough of her.
What do you mean?
It's just fraudulent.
What do you
mean? Her whole YouTube. Basically, she started out with a channel for her kids and then kicked the kids off and turned it into her channel and kept all the subscribers and then didn't, you know what I'm saying? No, that's fraudulent.
Then I guess Kevin is fraudulent.
How?
Kevin Samuels.
How?
Because when he started, he was exclusively talking men's fashion and perfume.
Right, but it was just him. He didn't put it out there as let's say he didn't put his daughter out there. This is her channel. This is what we're gonna talk about. Then when the subscriber count got high, throw her off, and then boom, you just gonna get me.
So you're upset. So you calling Melanie King? I'm just playing the devil's advocate. I don't give a shit about Melanie King.
The court called her fraudulent after she got sued for that shit. So
she got sued by her husband.
Right. About the YouTube channel.
I don't get involved
in in his favor.
But see, that was some marital squabble shit.
No, that was, you could go back and see that it was a kid's, and she actually talked about that in the mastermind. How it started out.
She talks about that she started out as a kid's channel and all this that, and she evolved. A lot of people evolved. I'm not going to sit here and call her fraudulent. Now, what I will say is that I don't view Melanie King any different than Danica Marie.
Okay. I peep in on Danica every now and then, but she ain't really saying nothing that I ain't never heard or said myself.
They're eye candy for the men. They're giving the men's talking
points.
Okay,
so if y'all supposed to be trying to change some stuff and be serious, why y'all keep falling for that shit?
First of all, falling for what?
The eye candy. But no message.
Why in the fuck do you think men don't want to look at a nice looking woman with a shapely woman?
Okay, look at it, but why y'all giving it what's the word I'm looking for? Validity.
How much weight in most mainstream quote unquote manosphere spaces? How often do you see Melanie King and Danica Marie put up as the examples? You don't.
Well, I mean, they ain't really throwing no women up as the examples.
Yes, they are. Right? Yes, they are.
You might hear Crimson name every now and then.
Okay, so what? It's enough.
Every now and then. So that's not every.
But when these men want to talk about a credible woman They do
and
not.
you can name the spaces that actually mention her.
I'm saying when they want to talk about a credible woman, they do not mention Melanie King and Danica Marie.
Okay.
Despite the fact that they may watch her or super chat her.
So again, if you're not giving her any credence as being credible, what the fuck are you over there watching and giving away money for?
Why do you not understand men like to look at tits and ass?
Okay, look, okay.
So, and men spend money on tits and ass.
Okay. Then turn around and come to the Manosphere. Women did this, they did that.
Just because you spend the money on it doesn't mean that there's that the women that they actually deal with, the problems of the women that they actually deal with, those are separate issues.
Well, no, because from what I'm seeing out here in the world is what they spending money on YouTube is lining up with what they dealing with out here in the street, and then you get on the Manosphere and cry about it.
You don't know what they're doing.
I'm talking about what I see.
Harmonized. You don't know what they're doing.
Okay, so
you don't know what they're doing. Now, the men on Manosphere, you call them crying. These motherfuckers got legitimate concerns. And they're crying because they got legitimate concerns?
No, okay. Yeah, there are legitimate concerns, but for me, when you have legitimate concerns and you got people on here that's detracted from your legitimate concerns because they're just trying to get their shit off and whining and crying about situations that they help create, you watering down what it is you got going on.
You cannot control other people's shit.
You can't, but I can definitely control my thoughts and opinion on it.
Huh?
You're right.
No, I did not.
I can control whether or not I take you seriously or not.
Well, then that's true.
I'm sorry, but I'm seeing fraudulent shit going on, and I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that you do or you do if you don't, but I'm not so quick to call somebody a fraud just because they switch their channel goal. And whoever you take seriously, I don't take because I don't take a Danica Marie or a Melanie King. I don't take them that seriously. But that's just me. And I don't see them in the spaces that I find credible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You, as long as a woman, and I'm not taking no shots at Danica Marie, as long as Danica Marie come up there with them painted on clothes, and basically just showing up, she gonna get her bread. She basically doing OnlyFans on YouTube.
I mean, I can't really argue with that. What's going on, Mona? What's going on, Mona D? How you doing? Hey, Jimmy. Hey, big sis, bestie. Messy with Sean in the house. How you doing? Listen, Sean, I'm telling you, I done seen some. What you mean? What's going on in here? I mean, I'm providing my thoughts and as usual,
which is fine.
Because that he always talk to me like he ain't got good sense, Nancy. Always. This ain't nothing new. Look at V being. We're not doing this. But I'm just saying, if you, for me,
you can see the guys.
If I was on here trying, say what?
You can see the guys in the Manosphere that, because I pointed them out, this week on This Might Be Risky, even today when I was on there today, that there's a population of these guys that they don't want to listen, they just want to bitch and moan. You're absolutely right. But that doesn't, just because they're there, that don't mean that they're the representation just because they're there.
I mean, if they there every stream, then to me that seems like they're gonna be part of the representation.
No.
I'm just saying, and this is my channel. If I continuously have a panel and the same people keep coming up and they keep giving their same rhetoric, and that ain't falling in line with what I'm trying to get out to the masses, you ain't gonna be on every stream.
Do you see that this brother gets 50 to 60 super chats a stream while they're there?
So we about the money instead of trying to resolve.
You got to do both, and I. Sometimes you got to do both. And there's a reason why he invites me up, because he knows I will call out. He's up there by himself with these guys, and he'll call me up it's not like I go up there a lot, but when I go up there, what do? I call the thing a thing. How many times have you seen me call these cats cowards?
Yeah, and then when you leave, it's like you was never there. So
it don't matter. It doesn't. You can't control what happens when a motherfucker leaves. You do your part while you're there. You do your part while you're there. That's all you can worry about, is do your little. Because here's the thing, I'm not necessarily talking to the guys there. There's 700, 800, 900 people in the chat watching. You don't know what's going to benefit them. You don't know what word or what thing or what phrase or what perspective may touch somebody that changes their outcome and their perspective. You don't know what might motivate them to go do something. So while we're looking and talking to the people in the stream, you always got to be mindful of the people that are watching. The and people who are not coming.
I'll be reading the chat.
Huh?
And I read the chat.
I know you read the chat. The chat sometimes some bullshit.
I'm just seeing a lot of talking and not enough walking.
Rashad said not
right,
on my
right. I don't play that.
No, I think this is a great.
What you say, Cooley? No one is on the front. Right, ain't nobody on the front line. And nobody's on the front line. Nobody going to prison or volunteering. Yeah. Right.
And, this is a good question to talk about. But part of me is feeling like this isn't your question. This is something that should be asking.
Okay.
Because it's dealing with something that there are pieces of this that you don't understand. You will never understand because you're a woman.
Mm.
Not that you cannot have your perspective. You do. You have a very good perspective. I tell you that all the time. That's why I tell you to go to live every day. That's why I tell you to stream more often. We know Melanie King is a fraud. We saw her cape for JPT. Yep.
Then she took her ass over there too.
Yeah, a lot of people
notice how she never came to anybody. Everybody had to go to her.
They didn't have to go to her. They chose to. That's
what I'm saying. And so again, why are we as Black people still caught up in that?
I'm not defending them, but listen. Sometimes you make a decision based on the information you have in the moment, and in the moment, intellectually, I can understand why the people went over there, did what they did, going over there. My problem is what happened afterwards.
I can't see going.
Oh, that's you. That's okay. I wouldn't have gone either. You see, I didn't. I'm just saying. My issue with that was what happened afterwards, and the fact that these so-called founders of the Manosphere allowed this white woman to destroy it.
Well, half of them wasn't really founders in my.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. This is just.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying. It's too much ambiguity and too much folks. You know what I'm saying? Rewriting the history.
Okay, okay. This is for sake of conversation. For the sake of conversation. I'm not going to sit here and list out who's a real file. I don't give a fuck, quite frankly. But I'm just saying, these so-called gatekeepers allowed this girl to come in and destroy it, and it's their fault that it was done.
Okay. Oh, Cooley, Tommy did not start this. He did not. Tommy didn't start this. Tommy one of the few who really in the very beginning was trying to get some shit resolved.
Started what?
I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about, you know, all the dissension is going on, but Tommy didn't start. Hold on. BGS and AM said that we didn't need ladies in the space.
Yeah, I don't even know who BGS is, so I know.
Well, he actually is responsible for Kevin Samuels.
I don't know who he is. From my understanding, Donovan Sharp introduced Kevin into the space, but that's I don't know.
Well, there was an Angry Man's talked about it. There was like a think tank of, you know what I'm saying, folks, or like, I think it was a good, at least like a year and a half, something like that. And you know what I'm saying, they would get together and brainstorm and all of that, because that's actually where Crimson know Kevin from. So they was like all in the think tank together. But I mean, Donovan, you know, gave him a couple of connections, but he wasn't really responsible for, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Donovan had that dude up on the show like 40-something times.
I mean, he did.
Yeah. Donovan, he's, whether we like it or not, Donovan's actually credited for introducing Kevin Samuels to all of us. And he's also credited for the explosion of Pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan is also.
He's still fighting for her.
And Fresh.
Why ain't nobody watching his ass? And I like Donovan, but he, in my opinion, he let his mommy issues just take him down the road to damn near ruin. Like, yeah, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Tommy did start these conversations way back when, but in true nigga fashion. Because, you know what I'm saying, Tommy was successful before he started having these conversations and had other stuff going on, which is still going on to this day. Niggas don't want to give him no credit and apply any credence to what he be talking about. What you say? BGS introduced Kevin to Donovan. Okay. Right. I stopped most of the chat. Stop watching most of these guys. You know what? Yeah, because I'm with you, Prime, because a lot of them make my head hurt. Like, I have my staples, because folks, just as you know, let them talk and time go on, the word fraudulent just keep popping up for me, and I'll be like, okay. Like, I've really found myself disappointed in a lot of folks, because in, you know what I'm saying, what they putting on the screen, and then I have personal interaction with them, and the shit don't match up. It's fraudulent.
Sean, you're supposed to be in Miami drinking on, what do you call them things with the salt around the rim? And the margaritas and bullshit, sangaritas and shit.
If she want to come on here and talk, that's okay.
No, she need to be out there trying to invade Fresh.
She got a husband. She don't need you minding her business. She got a husband.
She need to be out there invading Fresh and Fit Studio, setting them brothers straight.
She got a husband. She don't need you minding her business. She good.
She goes, I will tomorrow.
Right. And don't go to Fresh and Fit because them some more fraudulent niggas. Won't, yeah, no.
She's always looking for Fresh and Fit.
Girl, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it.
Yeah. She said
I need a drink too, Brian. I need one too.
She finna get our margaritas tomorrow.
What you say? What you say, BB? The fraud is vain thoughts. The fraud is vain thoughts of black men.
I don't know.
What does that mean? What you say, Brandon? So you saying that they'll say one thing on their platform and it. Now, what I'm saying, Brandon, is they'll say one thing on their platform, and then I'll have some offline, interaction with them, like we'll be trying to set something up or some of that nature, and how they move will be completely different from what the hell they got going on when they're on this camera. That's what I'm saying. There'll be a whole bunch of tough talking, and then behind the scenes, it be some fuck shit. That's what I'm saying. They don't match. So in my book, once we get to that, you're a fraud. That's what I'm saying. What you say? Some pictures of Ira hooked up with him. Okay, I keep hearing about these pictures of him and this man.
That's a strong word to call somebody a fraud.
It is.
That's a strong word. That's like
Bernie. And I don't use it lightly. It is. I don't
I
use it
mean,
like
because you saying these people are like, because they move differently, that they like Bernie Madoff or some shit. Or
well, now wait, now Bernie Madoff. Now again, in my eyes, Bernie Madoff was not a thief. He did not go to anybody's house and steal their money. Did he do what he said he was going to do with it? No. He did not make anybody give him their money.
That's a fraud.
So, yeah. So, again, if you jump out on your platform and I'm this and I'm that and I don't deal with this and this is the only way I move and you're going to get you know what I'm saying, be associated with me, you're going to have to move like this, and then I get the emailing or talking to you on the phone or see you in person and it would be something completely different, then on numerous occasions, I ain't saying just one time because everybody you'll have an off day, but
I'm glad I ain't got
history of this, you're a fraud.
I'm glad I ain't got that problem. I don't worry about it either. How I am on these platforms is how I am in life. I'm probably a little bit harder in real life than I am on the platforms.
All of these guys doing the opposite. Yeah, Prime. Exact opposite of what they talking about. It ain't just men either. Some females on here too. Fraudulent as hell. Fraudulent. And like I really, you know what I'm saying, caught when my feelings hurt because I'm like, damn, this is not what was advertised at all. This ain't what was advertised. Buying ass and that part. There's a lot of them doing that. Passing up quality women left and right over dick pic nonsense, but then get up on the stream. You know, I don't deal with no baby mamas, and you got to do this, and you got to look like this, and you can't be over here associating with such and such, and then see the ass at the restaurant, and you here with the third ranked hoe in the city. Yeah,
I don't know if I got a problem with the fact that we love hoes.
Then admit that. Admit that.
They always admit
it. That.
You just don't. Okay, you don't listen to them. They always admit it. Black men love hoes.
Y'all do, and that's why y'all stay in a lot of trouble.
We don't love them for wives, but we love them hoes.
Yeah, y'all do. Yeah, y'all do.
Well, y'all do. Most black women are hoes anyway, so.
Yeah, y'all do.
Don't matter.
Vain thoughts of those who take credit for vain thoughts of those who take credit for unearned achievements. Okay. What'd you say? Yeah, because they aren't quality guys, hence they pay for sex and deal with baby mamas. You might be on to something. You might be on to something with that, Project Leroy.
Project Leroy.
Maybe my radar off because the dudes.
You ain't never paid for no coochie, bro. Coochie costs. All coochie costs.
Not supposed to get 3 or 4 pregnant. That part, Project Leroy. Yeah.
All coochie costs, Project Leroy.
Yeah, I can't get in to see my GYN because the hoes is in there taking up all the damn appointments because they knocked up.
You're going to pay one way or another for that coochie, Project Leroy. You're going to pay one way or another. Whether before.
But you know what, Prime? They ain't even, these hoes ain't getting $40 on the dresser. These hoes is getting their lace fronts paid for. These hoes is getting, you know what I'm saying? They getting bags.
Prime, I be passing out Sprite bottles. That's all they get. Bottle Sprite.
They be them getting vacations, and then quality women such as myself can't get shit except excuses and bullshit reasoning as to why y'all love hoes. And then one time I said the hoes ain't winning, but y'all giving the hoes all y'all got. Fraudulent shit.
Harmonized.
Fraudulent. Y'all get on here and be how y'all appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Go good sound, you know what I'm saying? Common sense women with the damn cash app driving in the damn Sahara Desert. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, But you know what I'm saying? Y'all over there just dispensing fast as y'all can damn hit the damn scene for the hoes and the foolishness. But then get on the Manosphere talking about y'all, y'all trying to get some shit worked out. But we ain't supposed to see no discrepancy in any of this.
Well, then here's the thing, Almond. If that's how you feel about it, then stay away. That's the solution. You ain't got to go after those guys. You ain't got to go after them. You ain't got to entertain them. You ain't got to do nothing. You got to feel nothing about them. If they're all low quality guys who just paying hoes and complaining.
So just let the problem persist.
Huh?
So just let the problem persist.
You ain't got no control over that. If it's a problem, you ain't got no control over that.
What are we supposed to be over here trying to invoke change?
I'm just talking. I'm talking to you now.
Hold on. Is there a book on how to relate to a hoe? Okay.
Magic Don Juan has a book out.
Y'all will read. Y'all don't want to read nothing else, but you'll read about how to get a hoe. Discernment.
Why do you care about appealing to the masses?
Appealing to the. Why do you think that's what I'm interested in?
Because I'm listening to you.
I understand.
No. Why are you interested in appealing to the masses? Do you think quality women, do you not think that they don't struggle to find a fucking suitable guy?
I know they do, because I do.
Okay, then what the fuck?
Okay, again. Sometimes people make things harder than what they got to be.
You don't get
out of what did you say? Fear. People move out of fear.
Almond, your frustrations and your frustrations and slight anxiety over this is palpable.
Anxiety.
It's no different than a man who's desperate for a woman.
What?
I'm talking about the palpability.
Because
don't be frustrated over the fact that the masses is over there doing fuck shit. You're not setting yourself up for the fucking masses. You are setting yourself up for your one. Don't worry about what the masses are doing. That ain't your fight. Quality women are not in a fight with trying to figure out what's going on with the masses of men who are not ready yet. You worry about how you move, how you sound, how you present, your behavior. Don't worry about the other shit. It will come. And I'm not on Mr. or whoever this prime time is. I don't subscribe to the all you need is one theory.
That's kind of what you're saying.
That's not what the fuck I said. Just like I told him, if that's what I wanted to say, that's what the fuck I would have said. Quality men suffer from the same problem you suffer from, Almond Eyes. It's just the way we go about it is different.
Mm-hmm.
See, we understand.
What is it that y'all understand?
That it takes time.
We don't want our women to race against it. Time.
Sometimes it takes time. Everybody's season ain't at all at the same time.
No shit.
So why get frustrated by it? Do your part. Work your plan. Do your part. Don't worry about the 5 to 6 or 8 guys that show up on a This Might Be Risky or a fucking YouTube who we see on a daily basis get holes poked into their logic. You see a guy like me or Hamp or to a degree V-Bend coming up and poke holes in these guys' logic. Once you see it, you put them in the category you need to put them in, and you move on.
Now, what if the folks that's poking holes don't need to be poking holes?
What? I don't understand what you just said.
Hold on, what you say? You might be speaking to a crowd of 100 people, but for 3 walk away with the knowledge you gave and take action to change, mission accomplished. That's what I'm saying, Brandon. I'm not seeing any action being taken.
And let me tell you something. No, I'm not gonna say that.
But yet, folks is up on here presenting like they're taking action.
No, they're not. The people who are taking action are taking action. They're not. You can't present like you're taking action. Your action is an action. Action is a doing.
Right.
If you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything.
That's why I call fraud.
It's not necessarily a fraud.
Hey, Ara, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Right. Those who take action have results. So yeah, if I'm not seeing any results, but you run off at the mouth, then I would presume that you.
Then don't show up over there no more. That's all you got to do. Hey, Ira, thank you.
Mm-hmm. What did you say, Project Leroy? Ask those men where the results. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not gonna get an answer to any of that. Because hell, you got other men asking them what their results are, and they're not getting an answer. So,
We got the answers.
That should be self-explanatory.
No, when we ask somebody show your work and they don't show the work, we already know what the answer is. They don't have any.
Exactly.
They don't need to tell us. That's like the guy that was on This Week with This Might Be Risky talking about he a passport bro, but he driving trucks 80 hours a week here in the United States.
I was there for that nonsense.
Right. So where's the results? He says, I'm right here in America. Okay,
well, he's not a passport bro for one thing.
I said passport
you first
bros.
need the passport.
I said passport bros go live, get their wives in another country. They spend significant amount of time not here.
They go. They usually don't. Yeah, they go.
And you know what he said to that? Do you know what he said to that when I broke that down to him?
Well, first he admitted he couldn't go because he didn't have no money to go.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He didn't say he didn't have any money to go. He said he didn't want to go for a long period of time because I made the statement.
That must have been before I came on because I didn't
passport bros. I said when they go out there, the real passport bros are looking for wives and families, and they go spend or live a significant amount of time in another country to go and cultivate that. And he said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I got my job here. What do you do? I drive trucks across country. So I asked him for his fucking results, and his results were he wasn't doing it. And that's when I told him, you're not a passport, bro. You go on vacation.
Mm-hmm. Because that's all that is vacation. Yeah, half of them can't even do that right.
And that's the shit right there, Almond Eyes.
What?
Who gives a fuck if they can do it right or not? Because they're not a part of the equation. So taking a jab at them does nothing. Taking a jab at something that doesn't mean anything does nothing. They're so small that they're not even, I keep saying that they're not even worth the conversation because that's how small they are.
Actual passport bros are that small. These motherfuckers like this dude having this conversation popping up everywhere.
What dude?
Actual passport bros are a small percentage, but dudes like this guy that was just on with this same back and forth conversation are popping up everywhere.
But that's why you don't indulge in it, because you know it's bullshit.
But folks are indulging in it.
No, well, you don't have to participate in it. Do you see me participating in it?
You did when you jumped up on the stream?
No, I was up on the stream for something else. And he started talking and saying crap that didn't make any sense. So I started asking questions.
Nothing he said made sense.
That's what I said. So I wasn't up there to have a conversation about a fucking passport bro. I don't care nothing about a passport bro or their movement or the guys that are doing vacation shit. As we all found out during that stream, the only thing he was trying to do was go to Colombia and buy coochie. That's what we found out. And he called himself a passport bro for that. And he was quite thoroughly educated that he was not a damn passport bro. And then remember, he talked about he was in a home buyer program.
Mm-hmm. But you just sold your house. Yeah. Okay. So if you just sold your house, then what happened to the money? Use that to buy the next one. I'm confused. Yeah.
That's why I was asking all the questions about this, and that's why I told him, I said, "Why are we talking about this? Don't make any sense."
But Sean, this might be risky. That was what's the day? Friday. So that was Wednesday.
No, Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
The day after Christmas. Sure?
Nah, hell no. That was Christmas. That was Christmas.
It wasn't on Christmas?
That was Christmas. It was. That was Christmas. Yeah.
I don't remember. Did I work on Christmas or did I work a day after Christmas?
Yeah, it was some events after that was important. Yeah, that was Christmas.
Michonne, it was a hot mess.
First of all, he didn't have no house, Project Leroy. Let's be for real. He didn't have no house to sell. That's why he was in the home buyers program. He didn't have no house to sell.
And I didn't mean to laugh at the man, but I was like, this dude up here talking all this big shit, and he in trouble, which is fine. We go through our seasons. I've been in trouble multiple times in my life, and I'm not going to say that I won't be in trouble again soon. I don't know. You know what I mean? Life is interesting.
Yeah.
But
Sean, like you literally, I don't think you would make an hour of that, especially on Tuesday night when the women come on, you wouldn't make it. Yeah. Girl, yeah. It'd be way too much going on. Way too much. But I ain't gonna talk about the women because, you know what I'm saying, the company that we entertaining right now, you know, he child. If he could cut my tongue out over them chicks, he would. So I'm gonna be quiet. You know, what's going on, V-Ben? What's happening?
Good evening, everybody. Shout out to Amanaz, shout out to RBM. I just wanted to bring it back to what I said in the chat about the vain thoughts. And what vain thoughts is when people take achievements or credit for other people's achievements. And I kind of see that a lot here in the Manosphere. And they start talking about what other men have accomplished and just kind of broadly putting that to all men. No, certain men made certain accomplishments, and those men should get credit for those accomplishments, but it doesn't mean that just generally applies to all men. And it kind of goes with what y'all was just saying, and Obsidian even said this a few years ago with the arena analogy he gave, you know, in the resume analogy he uses, you know, you got to show your work. You got to show your resume. And there's a lot of these guys that just talk and they have no resume. They have no achievements that they've actually done themselves, and they're just speaking theoretically. I think RBN said that word earlier, theory. But that I see that a lot, and I find it real funny. And then they get exposed when real or men who have real accomplishments come around, and it turns into an embarrassing thing. It's almost like I use the analogy, it's like you're trying to have a PhD level conversation with middle school kids. They're not ready for the conversation. They don't have the prerequisite knowledge to talk about what they're talking about. And I think that's what leads to your frustration. And I've seen this frustration come from other women as well. You know, it's like you hear the talk, but their resumes don't line up. So they're
exactly
actions to go on.
Yeah, exactly, Vivian. Exactly. Yeah.
I see a lot, and I've been saying that a lot. I've been saying that for years. It gets frustrating to me sometimes, and I have to catch myself when I jump on certain chats. And I have to realize the audience or the panel I'm speaking to, they just don't know what they think they know. They just don't know. And unfortunately, that's a problem, broadly speaking, with Black men in general. We talk a lot of ish, you know, that garage talk or that basement talk. And, you know, my grandmother always used to say, everybody's an expert until the real expert shows up. And they get exposed. You know, I mean, how many people we had seen looking at your car, and then John comes by, who's our mechanic, and John be like, nah, here's what the issue is, because he's the expert. But everybody had all of these theories before he got there, you know, kind of. But we see a lot of that in the Manosphere. A lot of that's going on in the Manosphere, and that's and I've been calling for
it's a dead concept.
I think that's what defines 2.0 Manosphere. We got to get past this and get to 3.0, which is going to be solutions. But these guys, they're not used to create solving problems in their own lives. So they're fascinated with the argument. Yeah.
We will never be able to get to solutions because you can't do it on a damn internet stream.
No, I disagree with that. I think we can.
There has to be in person, face to face communication, dialogue, structure, which was the thing that Kevin Samuels was putting together before his passing.
Well, I understand.
You can come up here and have the conversation. You can come up here and outline a mission, a goal, but the work is done in life. It ain't done in cyberspace.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, Kevin was trying to create a network of high value men. That's what he was trying to do. And unfortunately, the men he chose weren't all high value men.
According to who?
A good judge of character. Unfortunately, we've seen the results of that. It is.
I'm not a big fan of that term because I think it's been overly used.
What, high value?
I think it's been overly used because
I'm using it the way he used it.
What's going on, Drew? How you doing? Thank you for stopping by.
Going by his own definition,
come up if you want to.
What high value men are, those
I think you have a lot to add to this.
Didn't fit that description. Only one of them fit that description. That was the Blizzard King. That's Dennis Sperling.
Who else did he have?
He had Dennis Sperling. He had MTR. He had lead attorney. He was trying to pull Obsidian in there, but Obsidian was really on the outskirts.
First, MTR, he considered MTR he identified as a Henry, not a high value man. So you need people on different levels to be able to talk to and reach to people on different levels. But needless to say, the work, in my opinion, this is my opinion, the work needs to be done in life, not on here. We can come up here for the discussions. We can come up here for the debate. We can probably even find a solution, but the actual work, you got to get Black men and Black women face to face. You got to have it out face to face.
To accomplish what? I mean, what are we talking about right now?
Of any sense of breaking down the barriers that are keeping us from one another.
Oh, I would definitely agree with that then. Yeah. Definitely.
And as a man, of course, as a man, I believe that the vast majority of our issues lie in the decisions and behaviors of our women. But we are also infiltrated, and I've said this over and over and over again. We have a couple generations of men who don't know that they are not necessarily there yet. We have a small section of men who are.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
And even those men come with their own shortcomings, because you have two full generations of men who were raised without men in the home. And that's why, in my perspective, is when I talk to the ladies, and you and our ladies are so fucking dogmatic about what they think a man should be, you're going to need to offer your man grace and mercy, because a lot of you motherfuckers out there and watched your mothers destroy any ounce of manhood in your brothers, your cousins, you saw it firsthand, up close, and you want to pretend like you didn't.
Okay, Cooley, high value man has been clearly defined numerous times by Kevin.
And I don't have a problem with his definition. I think we needed a definition. He gave it to us. So, but the problem is people only heard part of it, and they only heard the money part. And black people lie about fucking money. I've been saying this for decades. They lie about money, but everybody, I got $100,000. I mean, that was a running joke of mine on my channel for years. Everybody out of New York always claimed they made $100,000 a year, that kind of thing. But they forgot about the other points of what Kevin was saying. You had to do that for 3 to 5 years. You had to have a LinkedIn job title. You had to have a network of other high value men, and those men have to come to you or see the value in you for the group. So they leave out those other 4 or 5 points beyond the money. They don't even have the money, but they definitely don't have the other thing. But even as a Henry, you're supposed to be on that path to developing some of these things. So your money might not be there, but you may have all of the other things in place as a Henry. Again, I don't see MTR as that dude. And I brought up the Melody King thing, not to point out Melody King, but it was how he reacted to her.
Who is he?
He reacted to her, and it really exposed him, how he reacted to her.
Who is he?
MTR, that's what we're talking about.
How he reacted to Melanie King?
Yeah, when she went on his show, went over to his house.
Oh, she acted up.
Yeah, but it was his reaction. I'm not talking about her. How he reacted it.
What would you expect him to do?
To control the scenario.
How?
It was his house.
Uh-huh. What do you want him to do with this woman on a live stream?
Well, he shouldn't have got her drunk, first of all.
Well, first of all, Melanie King's a grown-ass woman.
Yeah,
her getting drunk has nothing to do with MTR.
It's his house. It was his show. So if I'm trying to put this thing together, I'm not going to sit there and feed her drink after drink after drink. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm going to do.
So Melanie King is not responsible for her own actions.
No, I'm not talking about Melanie King at all. You want to shift it back to the woman. I'm talking about him, how he behaved.
I'm talking about him because you're saying that he controls what this woman does.
His house.
Project, there was no alleged in that. There was no alleged outside of it. There's nothing alleged about that.
About what?
She was shit-faced, drunk.
Yeah, she was drunk as hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Project was talking about allegedly. No one no alleged in that.
No one alleged. No, she was drunk.
Yeah, she was drunk. That's clear. I mean, Mike TV did a whole big thing on this and really dug deep into this, but
no, I'm just saying a lot of people made a lot of money off of her acting a plumb fool with MTR.
Oh, sure. Sure they did. We like foolishness. We like fighting and drama, of course. We like clickbait. That's all. And that's why a lot of these shows have gotten popular here on YouTube. They're not offering any real content. They're just regurgitating and recycling bullshit over and over and over. And they all.
God damn. Drew. I just read what Drew wrote.
What do you go ahead and read it?
We don't need to read that. Nope.
No, I can't see it, so that's why.
We drew you a motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean, you know, we got to get. I mean, we act like we in high school and a fight is breaking out. We all run over there to go watch. Fight. That's what this Manosphere has turned into. And that's why shows like Fight Club and Lapeef and all of that have gotten popular. But the quality of the content is just the same thing over and over. Even, you know, and people tap into it, let them make their money. Hey, good for you. But as far as the solutions, we ain't gonna get no solutions from that kind of nonsense. It's not gonna happen. But a lot of people get caught up in that because the money starts coming in. I think that's what happened to Obsidian. He got a little taste of money and he got big-headed. And he lost focus. And he just want to argue about Kendrick G and Ace Metaphor for the rest of his life. So cool.
Who I'm so tired of that shit.
Cool. Obsidian.
Obsidian. That's all he do is talk about Ace and Priscilla and
it's the same format.
I don't watch Dude because Dude
that they go after.
Dude put a big old cape on for Pearl, and I was out on Dude.
I ain't been the same since. I ain't been the same with him since.
But he was trying to ride the next wave, because you got to understand we only know about Obsidian because of Kevin. Okay, so he rode Kevin's coattails, and then when Kevin passed away, he had to find some other way to generate attention. So Pearl was the next thing that came along, and he jumped immediately on that. He tried to ride Ace Metaphor's coattails, but he never really could gain traction with that. Because Ace Metaphor just don't pay him no attention, really.
Mm-mm.
And he tried to go after Derek Jackson a couple of times, but it's just that clickbait, not really offering anything.
It was too emotional, because I mean, instead of him, you know what I'm saying, focusing on the issue or whatever his disagreement was, it was just straight insults. Like when he got into it with Donovan Sharp. I mean, after the first 2 hours of that, okay, it wasn't funny no more. Like, what are you saying? Like, I mean, if you got like real beef, then I mean, you know, do like Coach Greg and that Hafiz situation. You know, he said what he had to say, tore him to shreds, and went on with his life, and that was the end of it.
Well, even with that situation, they tried to set Coach up, because Coach
they didn't know who they was dealing with.
You know, he didn't know none of that was about to happen.
Yeah, they didn't know who they didn't know who they was dealing with, but they found out.
Coach put him in that Cobra clutch, and that was the end of it. You know.
Say it again. I saw that live. I'm so thankful for that. I saw that straight live. A lot of
old talking points, like black men are better because of marriage. There's no proof of that. You have to go back to silent generation men for those stats. But in modern men, they ain't been married long enough to show that their lives have been extended. You know, but people read stats and they take them out of context. And that's why Hafiz was doing it. And a lot of people do it. You see a lot of these ladies, the lovely ladies, shout out to Obsidian, the lovely ladies do that when they get on these panels and they take a lot of stats out of context.
Mm-hmm. I didn't gave you an hour. I'm gonna go lay down. By the way, my thing, my new computer came in.
Mm-hmm.
I booted up, everything came right back.
Oh, that's
what I told you.
So
you should listen to me. You should listen to me more than what you do, and then things would be smooth.
I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for stopping by. This is what happens when you don't listen. Like I was saying. What was I saying? What was you? Yeah. Let me respond to this, what Brandon talked about. Yeah, we
can you read it?
Drama will get you there, but like I said, after an hour and a half, 2 hours of him cracking on people, it don't be interesting no more. So I'll be like, let's get to the point. But I want to see some action. I want to see some results. So
can you read that comment?
Huh?
Can you read the comment? Because I can't.
Yeah, he's right about the drama though. You're not going to see eye to eye on everything, but damn, you don't have to take everything like a shot to the chest.
Yeah, you said Brandon said, yeah. Mm-hmm. He was rocking with us last night, right? The chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon. But he's right. I agree. But that's a format that's been successful before the internet for Black
Because
people.
niggas like drama.
Niggas like drama and fights and arguments and messy shit.
Right. I'm trying to get to the meat so we can try to have something, but then
Jerry Springer made how many millions of dollars following that format?
Yeah.
Huh. And that was in the 90s, right? He started in the 90s. So it's the same shit, you know. That's why I kind of disagree with RBN about the nothing gets accomplished on the internet. I you know, we treat the internet like it's some space that's different. These are real people in the real world. The internet is a real thing. And it's a utility now, just like
my thing is if it's got to be done live and in person, then make it happen live and in person.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I understand the fraud word. You know, my word is fugazi. That's, you know, because of where I'm from. I mean, but it means the same thing. And I mean, it's just people represent themselves a certain way, but when it comes time to put up or shut up, they can't. Because it's not in them. They don't.
Well, ain't that fraudulent?
They don't have the resume.
Isn't that fraudulent?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay. Hang on, hold on. Let me. Okay, Ara. Let's tackle the high value thing. Okay, so in this space, you're saying red pill, manosphere, high value is clearly defined. It is a whole checklist of points you got to meet before you get the distinction of being high value. It's like checking off your classes to be able to graduate.
What did she say?
Saying someone who helps the elderly in stores by carrying their shopping, crossing the road, etc. It does have high value, but for what we're talking about,
that's not high value. That's not high value.
Yeah.
No, as a woman, you don't pick a man because of that. That's not why you pick your husband because he works at the soup kitchen on his days off or something, whatever. That you bring in morality into it. In moral values and those kind of things. That's not what determines if somebody's high value. High value, and a lot of women struggle with this concept. It's either either or, is this or that, up or down, left or right, black and white. Well, it's a spectrum, and Kevin gave us this spectrum. I'm going to expand on it. 1 through 10, 7 is not an option. High value men are 8s, 9s, and 10s. They're not entertainers. They're not athletes. Those typically not those type of guys. They're not celebrities. 8s, 9s, and 10s. Okay. They have to have a LinkedIn job title. They have to earn. At the time when Kevin said it, it was $120,000 a year. Because of inflation, it's more around 150 now. Okay, you got to make 150,000 a year, and you need to be doing that over the course of 3 to 5 years consistently. Other high value, you have to have a network of other high value men, and those men need to come to you or see value in you. You add value to the.
Here it is. I got it. Hold on, we're gonna get into it. Hold on.
You pulled it up?
I surely did.
Okay.
Hold on.
Did I leave one off?
All right. High value man. All right. According to Kevin Samuels, high value man. Hold on. All right. So 6 traits of a high value man. All right. Making money. Earn a minimum of $10,000 a month.
So now we got to adjust that up because of inflation.
Well, no, we're just going off. Just be taking this at base value, because when you start, we gonna stick at base value. 10,000. He said at least $10,000 a month. Consistent, maintain $100,000 yearly income for 3 to 5 years. You mentioned that. Be recognized by other high value men.
Yep.
Basically, your peers.
Yep.
People on your level and up got to recognize that you somebody.
Yep.
All right. You need a strong network. Don't be a lone wolf. Around yourself with people who share a growth mindset. Now, he didn't really say it like that, but that's what he meant. have a career that people understand or recognize. No sketchy schemes. That was the part we were talking about. LinkedIn.
I'm the CEO of some bull crap company.
So shit you made up, right? You need to be coming with, you know what I'm saying? I'm the VP of Atrium Health. Like we need to be able to look this shit up and know what you're talking about.
And Kevin used to say director of acquisitions or VP of marketing.
Right. Yeah, we need to be able to find it on LinkedIn and Google.
Right.
Help other people out. Yeah. If you can't help nobody if you don't have your stuff together. If you don't have all the other stuff in line, then who you helping?
In the way Kevin phrased it,
high value, that criteria is clearly defined. So we got that together.
Your 8s, 9s, and 10s, right? On the
okay,
scale.
But Project Leroy, you have to be competitive. You'll say to be recognized. You can't be recognized without being competitive. So that's being recognized is the fruit of your being competitive. You can't do any of that shit without being competitive. So that's a given. That's another problem with the Manosphere. We in the Manosphere, a lot of, and it's a problem with Black women too. Like when they get on Kendra G and all that kind of nonsense, and they be talking about and I'm gonna do a show about this, about their standards and all that kind of nonsense. A lot of stuff that people want to put on the list as an item is shit that should be understood. It's a given. It's automatic.
Right.
Like we don't need to waste time. Being high value ain't got shit to do with your physical. You could be 400 motherfucking pounds and be a billionaire running shit. That we don't care about that.
I don't know why we're trying to argue this. It's already been set in stone. We generally go by what Kevin's definition.
That part, Brandon. We don't recognize any of that. Yeah, you presented some shit you made up, established 5 minutes ago in the back of your damn mind. We don't recognize that.
The reason why people want to argue and debate it is because they don't measure up. They don't measure up. It is what it is.
Celine, he can be socially awkward all he wants to if he a damn billionaire.
Elon Musk is socially awkward.
Everybody, but you know who he is, right? You know who Elon Musk is, right? So who gives a shit if he's socially awkward or not? He's a fucking billionaire and on fucking Twitter.
On Twitter? I mean, come on. I mean, Tesla.
Like we don't care.
We can see his resume.
We know who he is and what he's capable of.
We've seen him compete against other people and rise to the top. That's why Elon Musk.
Right. Listen, now, okay, Celine, with them baby mamas, that could possibly, if they was ratcheting out of order and always in the news and he in and out of court and all that kind of stuff, that would cost him his high value status. But he seemed to have them bitches under control. Because if they walked in my front door right now, I don't know any of them.
Yeah, simply having a baby mama doesn't make him not high value.
But like I said again, if it was always something going on and all of this and all of that and woo, then she was causing problems for the bottom line, then yeah, that could cost you your high value status. It's called dick control. But that's something, again, that is not talked about in the majority of these so-called red pill manosphere spaces. All I'm hearing is get pussy. That's all I'm hearing.
That's why it's a spectrum. So Elon Musk may go from a 10 to a 9 or an 8 because of the baby mama thing, but he ain't gonna not be high value. He's still an 8, 9, or a 10. No matter how you flip it, how many baby mamas he got, he's still in that 8, 9, 10 category. Just, it's a spectrum. Average value men are 4s, 5s, and 6s. 5 is average, 4 is slightly below average, 6 is slightly above average. But average is 4, 5, and 6. That's the 54% of men we're always quoting. Low value men are 1s, 2s, and 3s. Those are your Pookies and Ray Rays. So this is where women struggle. Y'all don't understand the spectrum.
You might be right about that.
Y'all get what's 2s and 3s, and y'all, because they're with you, you make them, oh, because I'm with this man, he must be a 6. Well, he must be bad. No, he's a 2. And then when you finally get with a 6, you don't recognize the difference that the man that's the 6 is 3 times better than that 2. You don't see it. Because y'all just group all men together in one monolith. And this not y'all, generally speaking, y'all. I'm not talking to every woman.
I mean, I try not to, but it just seems like the more they open their mouth, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, I gotta switch their categories. Like, damn. Can somebody be as advertised?
And it may be just money that separates a 8 from a 6. He may be a Henry right at the 6 quality. He got all of the other checkpoints except the money. But if he had the money, he would be an 8 instantly. You know, we focus too much on the money because it's only a small percentage of men.
Exactly. I mean, fuck the money if you ain't if your money. You know what I'm saying, if your money does nothing for me, if you don't give it to me, or put me in. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not in, you know what I'm saying, yo,
if you're not benefiting from it,
right? You having $1 million don't do shit for me,
right? Unless you're benefiting, like you're not even getting the offshoot of it, you know. Even if he ain't giving you money directly, but you benefiting from it off, you know, from the proximity that you are to this person, you could see it, you know. You entertaining nicer spaces now. You're mixing with a higher class of people. So
exactly. See that comes back, you know what I'm saying, from that goes back to being recognized by your peers.
Exactly.
He's being recognized by his peers, and I'm showing up on his arm. Hell, I'm benefiting. Now I'm in a different space where I can do something.
Exactly.
And hell, in some cases, that might be better than the money.
You're absolutely right. You absolutely, because other men are looking and seeing, oh well, he with her, okay. You know, then you break up with the dude a year later, and you see the guy out. Hey, didn't I see you at that party a couple of years ago?
Exactly.
Didn't I see you at the Chamber of Commerce party we had Christmas 2 years ago? You know, whatever. That
exactly.
So, but again, when our women are so used to mating with low value men, they're blinded. They don't even see higher value.
Yes, there is, Fraudulent. Yes, there is.
What was this comment?
Somebody, no such thing as a 400-pound high value man. Yes, there is.
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes
that don't matter.
Yeah, sometimes I think we key in on things that's just not even relevant or important to the discussion, you know. So I don't know why that was said, but okay. Yeah, but I understand your frustration, and I've heard it in person.
But there's no such thing as a high value woman, Project Leroy. So
a high value woman only exists to that man. It's an individual thing at that point. For example, let's take Steve Harvey. Now, the general man might not look at what was his wife's name, Marjorie.
Mm-hmm.
The average man might not look at her as being high value, but to Steve, she's functioned as a very high value woman in his life. Her skill set has benefited him in his life, and she was used to operating around higher level men.
Right.
She had that skill. From them drug dealer dudes, they kept her around for a reason. She knew how to move in certain circles, and Steve has benefited from that.
Right.
So she's high value to Steve, but the average man ain't gonna look at her and go, "Yeah, she high value." No, they don't see it, you know. But you know that's a more nuanced thing. But generally speaking, we don't rank men and women the same way. And I tried to explain this to the brothers that night on Might Be Risky. They were on there ranking themselves by their looks. That's not what men do. And men rank themselves based on their accomplishments, based on their resumes, not their looks. What Jay-Z say? I'm a billionaire. I'm cute. Ain't no such thing as an ugly billionaire. But
exactly.
But I mean, we a lot of the message has, you got a lot of people coming to this space and they don't know what they're talking about. They hear little bits of things. They don't have the prerequisite knowledge of what happened. They ain't been here long enough. They ain't got enough.
Exactly. But them the ones always jumping up on the damn camera, trying to be the damn spokesman.
Yes. So we have to be more discerning and see through some of this. And I pointed that out when Tommy and Angry Man went on Might Be Risky that first night, and those girls started. You could just see the contempt that they had for Tommy and AM. I just thought it was astounding. Those girls, I don't even know who the fuck y'all are. Y'all old ass nigga, blah, 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 you know. I'm like, are y'all being serious right now? None of us would be here right now doing what we're doing if Tommy hadn't given us the blueprint. And you talk to them like that. You talk to high value man. Tommy is a high value man, whether you like him or not. He fits the quote. He fits the criteria. Any way you want to measure it, he fits it. You just don't like him. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna like most high value men. High value men are arrogant. They're uncompromising. Kevin talked about this often. A lot of women say they want a high value men, paraphrasing Kevin, and you just don't have what it takes. You don't know what it takes.
You don't know how to deal with them.
Men and deal with those men. They think the money is going to give them a lifestyle. But as Kevin said, dealing with high value men is a full-time job in and of itself.
Exactly.
Which is why I always say, I ask women, forget that, what do you bring to the table talk? I tell men to ask women, what are you willing and eager to do for a man that you want?
Well, didn't Kevin say that?
What are you willing and eager to do? He didn't say it the way I say it, but we're saying the same thing. But I'm giving the men the exact phrase to say. Stop saying, what do you bring to the table, men? Say, what are you willing and eager to do for the man that you say you want? What are you willing and eager to do?
That part, Brandon. That part. So again, for me, when that's what you putting up on the screen, and then I interact with you, and it's all this
you got to start reading these comments, because a lot of people ain't watching you, they listening to you.
Okay, so Brandon said, true, high value men deal in absolutes. You either get with the program or get your ass gone.
For the most part, that's true. Yeah, that's for the most part. And most men will never be high value. It's only a small percentage of men who can meet this quota, white, black, or otherwise.
Right.
So, but everybody heard that high value. I'm a high value man. I'm make $100,000.
No, you're not.
Bullshit talk. I've been exposing this shit for decades. Ain't nobody put up a W-2 yet. Ain't nobody put up a pay stub or a screenshot of a deposit to their account yet. Well, matter of fact, let me correct myself. Tommy was the only one who did it. When they started questioning Tommy's money, and he pulled up his Robinhood account, and he started showing how much money just he had in Bitcoin, he shut a lot of people's mouths up.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't remember that show. I remember that shit. I was on it. I was watching.
Yeah, I remember that shit too.
He pulled it up right there in green and black.
Done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Done that a couple of times.
But yeah, so that's your frustration. Is that, and this is black men, not just on the internet. Black men do this in person. Okay. So they beat me, and I say it all the time. Everybody want to try to pretend to be an alpha, and I use the example of the club. It ain't the loudest dude in the club, the dude that's the flashiest dude or whatever who's the alpha. The dude that's the alpha is in the back of the club sipping on cognac. You barely even know he there.
Right.
And we use the beta word wrong. Beta is not what they are. They're deltas. Delta is the correct term, y'all, not beta. Again, it's a spectrum. It's not either or, alpha or beta. It's 5 archetypes. You got betas, you got sigmas, you got gammas, you got deltas, and you got alphas. It's 5 archetypes of men. But a lot of these men that y'all calling betas, they're really delta. They're deltas. A beta doesn't want to be alpha. So that's how you could tell they're not a beta. Deltas want to be alphas. They want to beat their chest. They want to let you know, rah, 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 I'm the man. And I'm going to talk tough online.
For real. I'm so tired of all that damn tough talking.
I was in a chat room on a last night on the podcast, and I had a dude threaten me. He was on the panel and he took time off. He was so, I guess, enamored with my presence and fearful of my presence that he took time out of their conversation to address me and threaten me, physically threaten me. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Are you serious? I didn't even respond. It's funny to me.
Yeah, it's too much. So what Brandon said, as the saying goes, you have to learn how to follow in order to know how to lead. Nobody wants to follow.
And a lot of these guys weren't good students. They were never good students over the course of their life. Ever. They was average in high school. They barely graduated high school. They may or may not have went to college, may or may not have graduated. They was average if they did. And now they turned 30, and now they want to try to play like they got all of this experience and accomplishments. They don't. All that they did was go to work on a job. That's all they've done most of their life. Most of them have had no accomplishments since they graduated high school. Real fucking talk. No fucking accomplishments. Not none that measures up on a resume anyway. Going to work ain't an accomplishment. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's adult shit.
Okay,
BB. So let me ask you this. As a man, if you know you don't have the resume, why in the hell would you get on a camera on the internet posing as if you've done the work?
That's why we call it fugazi. That's why you're calling it fraud. Because they lied to themselves. They're not talking about this all the time on my stream. Black people lie to themselves first. And then the first thing usually out their mouth is a fucking lie. And it's usually about money. They lie to themselves about accomplishments. You ain't going to get too many men that's going to come on here and be vulnerable and say, hey, I fucked up. Or I simped.
Okay. And I give you that, BB. Why not do that in your life is it that y'all don't realize you done fucked up, or you just ain't gonna I'm gonna hold this bullshit frame?
That's what it is. They're gonna fake it till they make it.
But you ain't gonna make it.
But they don't realize that. They just gonna fake it for their whole lives.
So how many opportunities you gotta miss out on because you holding bullshit frame?
They don't care. They don't.
That's
care.
sad, V. That is fucking pathetic.
Now these men are baby boomers. Now they old ass Generation X, and
that shit is pathetic.
All their life, they've never been that dude, and no point in their life have they ever been that dude, ever. So they used to fronting. This is their life, and they're gonna find a woman who gonna believe the hype, and they're gonna marry her if they will stay with her for a while or fuck her, whatever. And that's good enough for them. Unfortunately, that's what's been happening forever. It ain't nothing new. It ain't just starting the last 50 years either. This is the majority of men I'm talking about. The vast majority of men. Because remember, You only got 8s, 9s, and 10s are a high value. The majority of men, 1s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all fit in that. The other 99.5% of men, or whatever it is, black men that fit that.
Mm-hmm.
They carve out.
That just sounds emotional to me. Like women supposed to be the emotional ones, and y'all supposed to be the logical ones. How in the hell does it make more sense?
We're logical, but we're not Vulcans, so we do have emotions.
I mean, I understand that, but god damn, if
if
you are in a space where you have not had any instances of being hurt, what the hell is the problem with being vulnerable?
Conditioning. They said the rat experiment. You remember this? You took biology in college. Do you not remember the rat experiment?
Yeah.
Where they were shocking the rats, and then generations later, the rats who had never been shocked would still respond to the stimulus as if they were.
Yeah.
So
that shit is exhausting.
We're still biological organisms. We're still mammals, you know. So we still have those. What do they call it? Pathological traumas or whatever. I mean, this might be a better question for Tommy Sotomayor than me. I only minored in psychology and that shit. He's the expert. But
I know, right?
I mean, yeah, we have to start being honest with ourselves as men before we can fix our women. And this is why I'll always bring it back around. There I go, landing the plane. Shout out to Smitty. We got to start being honest with ourselves, and we got to start fixing us before we can start trying to fix a woman. We got to put our house in order before we can bring a woman into that house.
Right. And stop out here with that fraudulent shit.
And that's the fraudulent. All right. Because we, as Dr. Claude Anderson said, we trying to skip floors. Right? The ground floor is what? Building a family. But before you could build a family, the man got to have his shit together.
Right.
This is why I tell women all the time, you don't bring a man peace. You need to find a man who's already has peace. Don't interrupt the peace. But if a man ain't peaceful, you can't bring it to him.
You know what, V? You just said some profound shit. This nigga ain't got no peace.
And this peace in your coach was talking about this shit.
No. The situation from last night. He don't have no peace.
Oh, I didn't know you was connecting that. I'm just speaking generally on men.
Yeah,
I'm not really
there's no peace. That's why he talked to me crazy. There's no peace. Got it.
Yeah, I try. I know what you're talking about. But I'm trying to, when I come on, I try to give. I'm gonna help somebody. I need to pray in church. Okay, I need y'all to.
You need what?
I need to pray in church. So I'm talking to somebody in the back and on the left
Listen, BB. We listening. We listen. But I'm just saying, as you was, and I was, say I was receiving that, so that had to be for me. There's no peace.
It struck you. It hit you.
There's no peace. It's always something going on. Always something wrong. Always something out of order. There's no peace.
And I'm not attacking nobody. I'm talking about my personal shit.
Well, see now, because I'm ready to attack. I'm ready to attack.
Fucking time. And I was married 20 years and didn't have no peace. I couldn't even go to fucking work and get peace because she was causing fucking drama at work.
You know you ain't got to tell me because I was there. You
know this shit when I'm talking about.
I was there. You ain't got to tell me I was there.
So, and it took me a long time to understand, especially the last 7 years. I had a stroke 7 years ago, y'all. I lost part of my eyesight, so I'm legally blind. I'm on dialysis. My kidneys started failing. I've been dealing with this for 7 years now. And I'm blessed because of it. That's my blessing in disguise. Because God had been trying to tell me something for a long time. And I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't look in the direction he was trying to make me look in. So he said, all right, nigga, I'm going to shut you. You don't want to see what I'm trying to show you? I'm going to make you see it. Took my eyesight from me. And then I started seeing shit. I started seeing clearly. And I've been in peace ever since. Ever since I accepted it, I've been in peace.
Okay.
I don't have that stress that I used to have, and I'm sitting in the car crying and boohooing and
Yeah,
ready
child,
to
'cause
jump off
that
the
shit was
fucking
tearing my
bridge
nerves up. That shit
and
was tearing my
doing all
nerves
kind of
up.
shit, ready to stab a motherfucker. Y'all just don't know. I was
Yeah,
bad.
child. V was going
I was
through.
going through it. See, I could talk about this shit because I lived through it and I overcame it. So when I speak, I'm talking from experience. Ain't no fucking theory here. I lived that shit. I had to overcome it.
See, that's overcome, because all we've been hearing about is what you can't do and what ain't been done and all this kind of bullshit. If somebody tell you it can't be done, then damn do it, prove their ass wrong. But if you ain't got enough, you know what I'm saying, testosterone pumping through your little raisin ass nuts to get that shit done, stay off the camera.
Y'all don't know. When I tell y'all, when I went through some shit, everybody got these stories. Ain't too many of them got them like
No,
me.
V went through some shit, y'all. I can testify to all of that. Bruh been through it.
Ain't gonna be too many men that can say they went to sleep in the house, him and his son playing video games, and the next thing you know, you wake up in the fucking hospital the next day. They pulling glass out of your skull. Connect them dots. Ain't too many men can say they've been to fucking domestic violence court over 20 times and ain't never been arrested. Ain't never been found guilty. Ain't too many men that can say live real experience. They're regurgitating things that they heard, or they're overgrandizing themselves. Again, vain thoughts. They're giving themselves credit for unearned achievements. Sometimes you gotta earn that shit. You got to go through it. You gotta have time on job, right? You got to have time on job, as we know in the military, us military folks. You don't get promoted just because you're good or because you look good or you talk good or you're fast or you're strong. You still got to have a certain time on job to get a promotion. But that's the problem in the manosphere. We promoting people here to quote unquote leaders in this space, and they ain't got no time on the job.
No skin in the game. They ain't put no sweat equity up, no nothing. They just turned on the damn camera and started talking.
They don't know who the other men who came before them.
You got to know the history. You got to know the history.
They don't know the history. I was there the night BGS brought Kevin Samuels on. I was there. When we was having those conversations. What did you call it? The think tank? Yeah, it was a lot of us there. It was a lot of us that would come in and out of those little think tanks, as you called it, during that time, and it was quiet. It wasn't public as it is now.
Right.
But we had these conversations, and a lot of things that Kevin learned, he learned from us in those spaces. He learned from Angry Man. He learned from a lot of these guys. But yeah, BGS was there. Green Gorilla was there. Dr. T.I. Son Johnson was there. That was that crew that a lot of people don't know about, because those guys don't focus on the bullshit. They focused on solutions. They don't do the clickbait stuff. So their channels aren't large. But we give people credit for having a lot of subscribers. And then I find it funny. I do a live stream with my small ass channel of 300 people, and I got 40 people watching me. These people got 50,000 people watching, and they got less people on their live than I do. Ain't that funny?
I had been on some channels where they got 40,000 subscribers and 5 people watching.
Hell, I remember on Facebook that night I was talking after my father died, and I was talking to my brother Torian.
It was all kind of people in there. That shit was lit
in that fucking chat, in that live.
That thing was lit, and that wasn't even I was like, look, don't do it. I begged you not to turn that camera. I was like, please don't do this. Please. You was like, nah, I got to speak out. I got to speak.
Because I had been quiet. People all of that
everywhere.
I had been quiet and I hadn't been saying nothing. And they just kept coming at me. They kept poking the bear. I said, all right, I'm going to air it out. And I'm going to air everybody out. And I did. And them motherfuckers still mad at me. Ain't speaking to me to this day. And that was 2019.
That'd be all right.
That was saying. 2019. And I don't care. It is. You're going to lose people. That's what Christ told us. Christ said he didn't come to bring peace. He came to bring division. He gonna divide the father from the son, the mother-in-law from the daughter-in-law, and so on and so forth. What he's talking about is when you come into your truth, the truth, not your truth, but the truth, you're gonna lose people because they ain't gonna like what you're saying, because they like to lie. I'm going through that right now with some of my family members. I told some truth and ain't nobody speak to me this holiday season. Even though I don't celebrate holidays, I still usually speak to people regularly. My phone ain't ring. It ain't ring because they can't handle the truth. You're going to lose people. Christ said he going to do it. He going to make them people. He going to take them from you. He going to force them. He going to put a spirit on them and they going to walk away. What does scripture say? When the truth starts coming out, immediately Satan will appear and casteth thee away. When somebody get in your ear, and you see it. You be outside talking to somebody and you be having a good conversation. All of a sudden, something happens, and somebody come up and distract them. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Bishop Nathaniel on the street preaching to somebody or teaching somebody, and then he making way. You could see the person is learning and starting to understand, and showing up somebody come up there and whisper in their ear and try to get in their ear and distract them. That's prophecy. That's prophecy. These struggles that we going through them on purpose. We ain't gonna save everybody. Everybody, as JVJ says, everybody ain't gonna make the boat.
So hell, some folks we need to throw overboard so we can make room for the ones who really trying to come along.
Majority of people,
it's some motherfuckers need to get clean thrown overboard.
The majority of us is fucked up. We ain't gonna make it. So once you start realizing that this person, something quite ain't right, you're gonna have to step on. You're gonna have to step off.
That shit hard though, V.
I know it's hard.
You be wanting them to be about some shit.
I stayed married to her for 20 years. I know it's hard.
That shit hard, man. Like, damn, I don't want to throw this nigga away, but I'm gonna have to because he on some bullshit.
I wasn't saying that how you interpret what I'm saying. I'm just giving out some advice. I'm talking to somebody.
No, I'm just saying because I mean you not trying to resolve what you consider to be issues, because I don't consider this shit to be no issue. But I mean, if this is what you want to use as your fucking excuse, then I mean I gotta throw you overboard.
Sometimes when situations happen, I try to be hands off. And I try.
My great grandmother used to say that the devil has miracles too. As a kid, that went way over my head. But as I got older, I finally understood. Okay.
Well, there's a scripture that comes from, who said that? Who made that comment?
This is Brandon.
Brandon.
You know Brandon is dropping gems.
Yeah, there's a scripture that comes from Brandon, and it tells you God is speaking. I think it's in Corinthians. I'll find it later. But basically all benefits don't come from God. So these things, I'm blessed. You blessed by who? Because the Bible clearly defines what the blessings are. And then people be claiming other things as blessings that ain't come from God. See, we about to have church up in here. Brandon about to start some shit. Man, don't make me start getting scriptures out and shit. We be here for about 3 hours. I ain't gonna do that to her stream. Y'all had to come over to my stream for that. But yeah, all blessings don't come from God. Didn't the devil try to offer Christ blessings when he took him on top of the mountain and promised them everything? He was offering Christ blessings. Christ said, "No, hell no, I ain't bowing down to you." But that spirit has always been on the earth, is my point. That spirit has always been on the earth. And like, again, I'm going back to the vain thoughts, because that comes from the Bible. Vain thoughts, vanity. The Bible talks about that. Vain beliefs, believing what you want to believe and giving yourself credit for things that you shouldn't be given credit for. That's prevalent among black men. I'm sure white men do it too. I ain't talking to them. I'm talking to black men. We got to start being self-aware. And we talk about Grace and mercy, I think, is what are being used earlier.
I'm so
Grace is,
tired of hearing about grace and mercy and that shit
break
being
it
a
down.
one-way damn street. I'm so tired of that
Let
shit.
me break it down what grace is, okay? Grace is time. Time to do what? To repent.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't, that's what Christ gave us. Before Christ, we didn't have grace. You got put to death right on the spot for certain shit. Okay. Now, when Christ became the final sacrifice, and then he replaced the sacrifice, which is why we don't do sacrificial law anymore, with grace, right? So grace gives us time to get our shit together. Just like if you call your light bill and say, "Hey, I need grace," yeah, we're gonna give you a grace period. You still got to pay that bill.
Right.
You ain't
Because I
got
mean that's
forever.
what they like. He
You
always
gotta
talks
speed the
about. Hold
process
on,
up.
BB. Hold on, because
Mhm.
he always talking about saying black women giving black men grace. Saying because of things
I
that
agree with
they
him.
don't know. But I
I
ain't
just
heard him say shit about no man giving no woman no grace. I ain't heard a damn thing
well,
about
well,
none of
well,
that.
well. Let me give you some pushback. So I'm agree with him on that. I do think black women need to give black men some grace. Black men have been giving black women some grace. We haven't said that's why you had a whole generation that gave y'all grace. Silent generation. You had another generation of baby boomers who didn't do shit and allowed everything to run loose for the last 50 years. So that's the grace. Now we
So
coming up out of
okay,
that.
so why is grace not on an individual basis?
No. Now we talking individually. That's different.
Because again, I might need some grace for some shit that the last the last 15 chicks ain't don't need no grace. They need grace for some different shit from what I need grace
Well,
for.
I ain't get
So
into y'all personal
why
business.
the grace got to be all? I don't need grace for no shit they did that I didn't do.
I'm gonna give you some advice. Here's my opinion. So I'm not gonna respond to
Hold on,
you.
what you mean, Brandon? Hold on, what you
That's what
mean?
Brandon said.
He asked me if I'm good. What you mean? I'm just saying grace need to be person specific. Cause I don't need no baby mama grace. I don't need no your daddy wasn't in your life grace. I don't need no your mama was a hoe grace. I don't need none of that shit because then none of that shit apply to me. This is why I know how to damn act. See, I'm about to get upset. Now I'm sitting
Now,
here thinking
so
about this
let me
shit.
give it to you. So here's my advice. I'm not gonna respond to that. Here's how I'm gonna react to it.
I don't need no I'm gonna give you time to take your weave out, Grace, because all this shit is mine. It come from my fucking
Oh
scalp.
shit.
I don't have them
You
damn problems.
oh shit. You about to get me into some trouble. I don't like
Shit.
coming in between a man and a woman. I don't like
No,
being
no,
that
no, no. I'm
outside
just
in.
saying. So Grace need to be
You my
person
sister,
specific.
so I'm gonna give you some big brother shit. This is how I'm gonna come at you as the big brother here. Um, we aren't blood sister and brother, but we've been operating as family since 2005. Those of don't know us, okay? We've been rocking for a long time. Um, but anyway, that's another conversation for another day. We've talked about that before.
Nah,
But
Brandon,
anyway,
I just thought about that shit.
uh,
Like the fuck.
so I think between a man and a woman, y'all got is a certain level of privacy, and there's a certain level of the Bible calls it says the bed is undefiled, right? And it's not just talking about sex; it's talking about that privacy that you have when you're in a room by yourself. There's just certain things that should never come out of that room, problems, issues. And I remember my grandparents when I was a kid, when they went in that room and closed that bedroom door, you ain't knock on that door. You ain't go in it. That you ain't
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
no. You
Mine
barely
either.
could go in their room anyway. I could count on my hands how many times I've been in my grandparents' bedroom, and I lived with them all my life.
Wow.
I mean that shit. I'm maybe five in my whole life. I was 37 when my grandfather died. I still, to this day, have not been in that fucking bedroom. To this day.
Mm.
I mean, I just was trained not to go in there because that was a sanctum for their relationship. Things went on in that
Mm.
relationship. They had conversations back there and they worked shit out amongst themselves that never left that room. when they came out of that room, they had a unified front. Now they might have been in there beating each other up and cussing each other out.
Yeah,
And
you'll never know.
y'all know my grandmother ain't had no drawers on either, right? But anyway, they might have been doing that too. Whatever was going on in there, I don't know. But that's the point. And I look at my marriage and the failure in my marriage. She couldn't stop involving people from the outside, bringing outside influences in. And it fucked with me all the time. Just constantly, because you find yourself in a relationship with multiple people. You're not just in a relationship. I wasn't just in a relationship with her. I was in a relationship with a mama, her stepdaddy, her two sisters, and a brother.
That's too much. That's too
I'm
much.
right. And why you think
That's
I had
too
the
much.
stroke? Why you think I had the stroke? I'm carrying around too much damn shit. And also it's, even a young lady I was talking to recently, in recent years, she has a habit of constant attention from other men. I was telling you this privately, but I'm going to say it publicly. Same thing. So I'm telling her something, and then she got 5 other niggas in her ear telling her something different. And then she wondering why she's confused and, making mistakes. I said, because you didn't do what the hell I told you to do. If you had did what I told you to do, I've proven myself to you. I'm not no stranger.
You know what, V? That be the part pissing. That's another part be pissing me off. Oh, when you be proving yourself to motherfuckers and they still want to treat you like you the motherfucker did them dirty.
Me and this young lady got years in the game. I proven myself.
I don't be appreciating that. Yeah, hold up, Brandon. What you mean? Yeah. Oh boy, who? Like, yeah, I don't like that, V. I don't like that. I've proven myself. And everybody can see that I proven myself, and then you still trying to come off on me like I'm the one that did you dirty.
Well,
like I got the propensity to dog you out, and I ain't shown you none of that. That's how you get cussed out and exposed. I'm just saying.
I tried to talk to a girl. What was this, last year?
Hold on, what you say, Brandon? Absolutely. That's why I've never understood time is money. Money can be recovered, but time can't. Yesterday is gone. Hell, the last 5 minutes is gone. That's true, but hell, in some cases, you can't get that money back neither.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Girl once, and not too long ago, and I had known her for a little while. I had never lied. She'd never known me to be a liar or say something that wasn't true. So then she started all of a suddenly, because she moved out of town. She don't live in Charlotte no more. She live out a couple of hours outside of Charlotte. So every now and then she'll call me and, who over there with you? What you mean, who over here with me? I'm sitting here chilling. My sister in her room, I'm in my room, we chilling. Like, what you mean? You ain't entertaining nobody else. I'm like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, I don't roll like that.
Who is this? Oh, you gotta tell me who this is offline.
Yeah, I'll tell you offline who that is.
Yeah, I need to know about that shit for real.
I told her, I said, so straight up, let me tell you something, man. I said, I'm not one of them dudes. I don't know who you used to talking to like that. I don't get down like that. If I'm dealing with you, I'm dealing with you. I ain't. Hey, straight up, I'm gonna honest to tell you, she ain't never seen a flood of women around me. If I'm dealing with somebody, they one at a time. One at a time. I ain't got the energy to deal with a bunch of women. So I put all my energy into one.
Nah, because your cutoff game is
I cut him off.
I thought my cutoff game was I don't have nothing on VB. Like VB would be in the middle of the initial conversation and be like, yeah, nah, this ain't gonna work. I'll be like,
well, that's the experience.
Yo,
I'm glad you brought that back around.
His cutoff game is second to none.
In the game so long. I see red flags. They ain't red flags no more. For me, they automatic ejections. So when you start coming at me just like she came at me recently with that, who over there with you and who you entertaining, I don't talk to her no more. Don't even call me no more. Because you got a jealous seed in you, and that's going to manifest itself later. You know me. You know I don't entertain a bunch of people. And if I was in a relationship, I would have just told her, yeah, I'm in a relationship. I'm seeing this person. You ain't got to play that, who you on the phone with bullshit. That's high school. I'm grown. Automatic ejection. You out of here. You out of here.
Yo, listen, y'all. I've heard conversation be 7 minutes, and then I ain't never heard nothing else about the chick. Not never. Like,
remember the
cut
teacher?
off game is
She
second
was
to
from
none.
Statesville, and she tried to tell me a fact was could also be a true statement or something. She said. You remember that night I went the hell off up in here?
Yeah, I remember that. I do. Yeah, yeah. Yo, listen, y'all. I'm just trying to say, like, his cutoff game is.
I got rid of her.
I'll be so entertained. Not that I be trying to ear hustle, but like he tend to walk around while he on the phone. That shit be funny. Them chicks be talking crazy, and he be like, yeah, and then next thing I know, conversation be over. I be like, damn. Yo, cutoff game is second. Like
I don't do no more. I don't have no.
I need to study at the feet of the master because I thought my cutoff game was strong. I ain't got shit on you, nothing.
But you know that comes from me paying for all of the bullshit that I put up with. I had to pay for that skill. It ain't theory. My theory has been perfected over time for the lashes and the trauma and the fire I had to go through.
Man, I'll be like, yo, like,
I'm talking to somebody in the back of the church, the left side of the aisle. I need a praying church, but y'all won't pray with me.
Cutoff game is serious.
Michelle's church. I always talk about Michelle from college. I should have married that girl. We used to go to this church in Bamberg, South Carolina.
Coincidentally, his cutoff game is cold. That shit is freeze. That shit is below zero freezing. That shit is Arctic, Brandon, or Antarctic.
Bamberg is where Nikki Haley is from. Okay, That's where y'all may have heard that from. But anyway, I was going to a church down here, and that preacher. Oh man, I love this man. This man was one of the best preachers I ever seen in my life. Young dude. He came down here from New York to take care of his mama and preach, and these women were flocking over him in this little town because he was a nice looking dude, tall, nice looking, and oh man. But he would say that, Ace, I need y'all to pray with me, but y'all won't pray with me. I need a praying church. I love that man. That man was but he used to come by my house, and this is when I was a young man. I guess I always had the spirit to be a teacher. And he would come by my house and he would get advice and just sit around and talk with me. Because he was from New York. I was the only person from that part of the country at that time that was even close culturally to him. I'm from Jersey. So me and him connected on that level, So he would come by. Me and Michelle had a house together, had a triple wide trailer that I had bought. I was 19, 20. And he would come by the house and just kick it with me. And that's how I knew all of them women they ran that man out of town, man.
Why?
Because they just was hounding him. He wasn't looking for a woman. All he wanted to do was take care of his mama. She was sickly and preach.
So he was son husband time.
He didn't even take a salary from the church. He told them the only thing he wanted, they bought him a little pickup truck for about $2,000 and don't pay me a salary. He preached every Sunday. He didn't take a salary. He had a regular job that he worked Monday through Friday. He preached on Sunday and took care of his mama. That's all he wanted to do. With them women, they was throwing coochie at him left and right, and
I believe it.
Man, it was a mess, man. Nice guy. I'm not gonna say his name because he may be known, but I don't want to say his name because I already gave out the city. I don't want to say his name, but
all right, what's going on, Rich Turner? Thanks for stopping by. When he say salute, the Black Manosphere and Black male content in general remains intact and undefeated. Okay.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And the core of it is intact. But we got on the outliers that are people that are getting credit for being quote unquote red pill, and they're not red pill, they're blue pill. Remember the metaphor that Morpheus gave us. Red pill is the truth or your willingness to learn the truth. The blue pill is believe whatever you want to believe. So that's where those other pills come from. Black pill, purple pill, pink pill, white pill, gray pill, clear pill, I heard recently.
What the hell's a clear pill?
Oh, please. They make up new shit. All of that goes under the blue pill category. It's either red or blue. There is no more. Everything else is blue pill. So if you ain't take the red pill, and taking the red pill doesn't even mean you get all of the truth. So let's go back to the movie. A lot of people in that movie took the red pill, but they wasn't all Neo. They wasn't all Morpheus. They wasn't all Trinity. You had some regular ass people who just took the red pill and they woke up a little bit, right? They were down there in Zion, standing and praying for Neo when he came off the elevator. They took the red pill too, right? Everybody don't get the true health. Cypher took the red pill and he wanted to go back to the Matrix. So everybody don't instantly get the truth. It's a beginning of a journey. Somebody, you got to have a mentor. You got to have a coach. Morpheus was Neo's coach. So, and go back and I tried, my stream got shut down. This is the one that got shut down when I played that video clip of them
Yes,
sparring.
Christmas.
They were sparring, Morpheus and Neo. In case y'all ain't never seen the movie, go back and watch the movie. A lot of you ladies have never seen the movie. So this is why you don't really get this. You need to understand the movie. So Neo and Morpheus are sparring. And Morpheus is teaching him little gems in that damn scene. He's, and then Morpheus says to him, why did I beat you? He says, you think it's because I'm faster or stronger in this place that matters? He says, so I guess you think that's air you're breathing. That's everybody doesn't get the truth. Neo wasn't getting the truth. Even though he had took the red pill, he didn't get it yet. He had skills. He had information. They downloaded it into his brain. But Morpheus was still beating him because he didn't get the understanding yet. And that's where a lot of people in the Manosphere are. They got information, but they haven't arrived at a place and may never will arrive at understanding. The Bible says, in all your learning, get understanding. But see, a lot of people don't have understanding. They hear things, they repeat things, stats, statistics, catchphrases, and they can't put it into a level of understanding. They're just repeating things. Right? That's why we having conversations about fucking passport bros. And I agree with TJ that shout out to the RBN. For those of you just getting in here, make sure you subscribe to the Real Bravado Network. But what he said earlier was profound. And I say it all the time too, is that it don't matter. It's too small of a percentage of people we're talking about for them to be garnering so much conversation in his space. What are we talking about? 0.5% of men who can really do this? I mean, let's be real. I was on Might Be Risky, and there was a guy, he was talking as crap that night, and I shut his ass down. He was the same dude that was talking racism don't exist no more. I said, oh, okay. Well, all right, I'll give you that. If racism doesn't exist, did it ever? He says yes. So there was one day we had racism, one day there wasn't racism. Okay, what year was that? What year did that happen? And he was stuck. Now DJ Ham and Beans was on it. It was like, damn. They was like, yo, don't say nothing else, man. Let it sit on him for a little while. Something Beans said. It was so powerful. I've been saying it for years. I didn't think it was that powerful. What year did racism end? If that's your argument, you should be able to tell me a year. You should be able to tell me a decade. Then this dumbass again. This is men not admitting he was beaten. And instead of humbling down, he had to come back with some more stupid shit. I asked him what year. He said the 80s.
The 80s.
At the height
That's a decade. That's not a year.
It might be risky. At the height of Reaganomics, you think there wasn't no racism? Tim Wise has been running around here for 30 years and unpublished how many books, and he's a white man talking about racism? It don't exist. Jane Elliott has been doing the same thing, a white woman talking about racism, and your black ass don't think racism exists? Nigga, please.
Right.
Shout out to the Shogun of Harlem. R.I.P. the Shogun of Harlem. Nigga, please. Right? But again, the dude had a little bit of information, but he didn't have no knowledge. So I put that ass in that Cobra and gave him that sharpshooter. That's why they was stunned. They was, oh shit, they ain't see the sharpshooter coming. I rock bottomed his ass out of nowhere. He tried to go one-on-one with the great one. That's why I put him in that sharpshooter. But again, they were amazed by it too, because again, you got a lot of men, they ain't got time on job. I'm saying the same thing I've been saying for decades. I done published shit in the books, same shit I've been saying in books, 2 of them. But everybody just think they experts, like you said. They turn on the camera, and I'm an expert, and I'm gonna put a little bass in my voice, and I'm gonna play like I'm a tough guy, and I'm gonna rah rah rah.
I'm gonna talk about shit I ain't never done before.
See, unlike Almond Eyes,
fucking fraud.
I call niggas out. I say names. How many people we got in this chat right now?
16.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop this one. I think Hink is a fucking fraud. Yeah, I said it. What was he doing last night on the damn white girls, the fat ass white girl channel with the makeup in the eyelashes and the fucking blonde hair, pretending to be black and talking about disconnecting emotionally, right? Oh, encouraging black men to disconnect emotionally. Had a panel full of fucking black men. That's what y'all listen. Oh, y'all about to get me hot. And then you gonna come on back over to the black space and play like you getting some respect over here? Fuck you, nigga. That ain't what we supposed to do. That ain't building up black people. Running over there to the fat ass white girl. Well, her fraudulent ass. Married as a motherfucker on here looking for men still. Huh. See, I call name. I call it out. And all of y'all other ones who slip over there and be kowtowing to them in the likes of her. That ain't what we supposed to do, men. This shit is wrong and it's wrong, and we shouldn't stand for it. We talk about pearly things. It's a whole lot of pearly things. It's a whole lot of them.
I told y'all it was some frauds. out here.
Out. And I was on the panel a year ago when she did a one-on-one with the nigga. It might not have been a year ago. It might have been the summer. And she was talking about alpha man. He ain't no alpha. Why? He said it himself. Oh, I don't believe in that alpha. Then why you on here talking about it? That's like me saying I don't believe in fixing engines, but you pulled me on a podcast to talk about fixing engines. The fuck? If you don't believe in that thing, why we talking about that thing? And why you letting somebody prop you up like you are alpha? Alpha men will never say, oh, I'm equal to all other men. I put my pants on like they put it on. Alpha man would never say that, because alpha men compete to be the best. Michael Jordan would never tell somebody they was better than him. Never. And he would, I don't know too many niggas more alpha than Mike. Alpha men compete and are proud of what they have accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect that, whether I agree with them or not. I can still respect where you coming from. You got a resume to show me? I ain't seen no resume. He just jumped up in his space with his deep ass voice.
I supposed to motherfuckers is fraudulent, doing all this damn talking, ain't got no damn receipts, no motherfucking invoices, but steady hollering about what can and can't be done, and what they ain't gonna put up with, and what ain't gonna happen over here, and get on my program, and all this kind of bullshit, and I'm gonna go over here and do this, that shit. Soon as a motherfucker tell you about what they can't do, they already out the damn.
Oh, I love it. I talk about it all the time. All these niggas, they so tough. You ain't seen not near video, not near nutter. For you Southern folks, you near nutter video of them motherfuckers out on the street anywhere at any time. How many videos have I done? I'm walking down the street in the hood. I'm standing out in front of the house in the hood. I'm on North Tryon. I'm on West Boulevard. I'm on Freedom fucking Drive by myself going live.
Fucking siege, all that shit, yep.
And all of these niggas that done threatened me online and I gave them my fucking address, how many pulled up? None. So save it. Save it. That's Delta Man shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's Delta Man shit. They get on here and they beat their chest. It's I don't know how to say it. It's a false bravado. A false
Fraudulent bravado. I'll make a damn shirt. Fraudulent bravado. It's fucking fraudulent.
Yeah, so I agree. I'm gonna call it out.
These
I
niggas
ain't
is
seen
fraud.
the resume yet because I grew up competing, and these niggas wasn't there with me. I spent 30 years in corporate America. I was the only nigga in some of these damn meetings. It wasn't a bunch of us. It was me and a bunch of white guys and maybe one black girl. It was me. I was there, and I don't work for a variety of Fortune 500 companies. A variety of them. Y'all wasn't there. Y'all had regular ass jobs and y'all fronting like y'all making all of this money now and you wasn't. And like y'all got all these big time careers and you don't. Most of us are just regular dudes. What's wrong with that? But y'all ain't got no accomplishments. Y'all trying to raise the bar up and y'all don't realize you're pushing it over your own head. You ain't pulling yourself up. You pushing the bar up. Because you saying, and women are expecting to see this thing, and then they see you in real life. Then I just talked about this the other day. You don't represent what you actually are. And then when you show up, you don't live up to it.
Right, a whole fucking facade, a facade. Y'all see it. Y'all been seeing it. Y'all been a straight witness to the whole facade. Brandon, yes. Yeah,
this is why
it's been plenty niggas, you know what I'm saying, that VB and they had a heated discussion with, and they was talking that tough shit like they was gonna pull up, and he gave them the motherfucking address, and we still waiting on their ass, right to this day, we still waiting. Mm-hmm. But get up, all up on the panel, all up on the stream, tough talking.
I done gave niggas my phone numbers. They ain't even call me. Hey, man, we could talk about this offline, man. Call me. They ain't even call me. Hell, some of these niggas, after I got finished with it, we ain't seen them online since.
Mm-hmm.
All
this damn tough talking, all about what they ain't gonna tolerate and who they are, and you can't do what I do, and we ain't got no receipts, no video, no nothing.
I ain't been too many. I ain't met too many dudes who pop off like I pop off. I'm from Jersey. I'm from Newark, motherfucking Jersey. We built different from people who know what I'm saying right now. You just know. You know, that's why New Yorkers, I tell them where I'm from. They go, "Where you from? You from Jersey? What part of Jersey?" Newark. Oh, okay. Oh, you from the bricks? Because they know what it means. It means something. I meet somebody from Philly. Oh, yeah, you from? Oh, I'm from Philly, dog. Where you from? I'm from Jersey. What part? Oh, I'm from Newark. Oh, okay. I get the same reaction. They know what it means. We ain't wait till after school to fight. We fought in class. Fuck that. I'm gonna get you at 3 o'clock.
Hell yeah. We can take care of this right now. Move this furniture and let's get this shit popping.
We might wait till the bell ring. But hey, we ain't no after school waiting 3 hours to get your ass whooped. I don't punch motherfuckers in their face in the conversation for saying the wrong thing. I don't really did it. And I ain't talking about when I was a kid. I'm talking about recently. But see, some of y'all talk like y'all grew up like that, but y'all didn't. And I could tell by how slick y'all are with y'all mouth. Because men, when they talk to other men, we understand there's a threat of violence between us. And if I say it a certain way, I say it the wrong way, I might get popped. But some of y'all ain't. Vin Diesel talked about this. The movie.
I think some of these dudes really feel like a nigga won't hit them in their mouth.
Right, because they've never had it happen. They was punk ass little average dudes in school. They wasn't on the football team. They wasn't playing basketball. They didn't run track. They didn't go to band. They was just them other kids that nobody really knew. They went to school with you, but you ain't, you really ain't know them. But you might have seen them every now and then. Them weird kids. Now they grown. Now they got smartphones. Now they got cameras. Now they got a podcast. Weird dudes. They went into the military and now they done discovered their balls finally dropped after they've been in the military for a few years. Military don't make you tough. You ain't no fucking ninja when you come out the military. Most of y'all niggas is potato peelers. Let's be fucking real. Yeah, I done smacked Marines upside their fucking heads. All that tough talking they do. I'm a Marine. Okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I done seen big niggas get knocked out by the littlest dudes. But
that part.
But again, these dudes don't have no experience. They wasn't out on the block. They wasn't outside. They was inside. Their mamas wouldn't let them out. They ain't go to the park with us. Or they was from the country, from rural area where they ain't really interact in an urban environment. Now, the internet and everything has become more urban now, and the culture has become more urban, and people trying to, you ain't from the hood, nigga, you from the woods. Let's be real about it. You ain't from Charlotte, you from Matthews. You from Albemarle, you from Kannapolis. You ain't from Charlotte. You ain't from Philly. You from Camden. Hell, Camden is rough, actually. You from Egg Harbor. You ain't from New York City. You from Vermont, or what is it, Mount Vernon or whatever. You from the outskirts. You ain't from the hood. But a lot of people fake the funk. You ain't from Chicago, nigga. You from Indiana, Annapolis somewhere. You from the outskirts. You live in the suburbs of Chicago. You ain't from Stony Island and 79th like I lived. You ain't from Cottage Grove and 4th like I lived. 83rd and Cottage. You ain't from the Wild 100s. They don't know Chicago like I do. Shout out to my Chicago. Shout out to the Shy. My people, 79th and Woodlawn. My peoples. But they get on here and talk in the front. Well, I've been through Chicago. Nigga, you drove through Chicago going somewhere else. You was going to Milwaukee. You ain't been in Chicago. You ain't never pulled over and hung out in Chicago. You drove through. You was on the Dan Ryan, nigga, when you was in Chicago. You ain't even get out your car. But that's the metaphor I'm giving. Again, the equivalent would be like you been to Jersey because you was down Garden. You went down the Garden State Parkway or the Turnpike. You ain't never been to Newark. You was just on the damn Turnpike. It ain't the same. It's a difference. Technically, you've been to Newark, but in actuality, in all intents and purposes, you ain't been there. You was in your car. You never got out. You a window watcher, like 50 called you. You a window watcher. Look, how I go? Looking for shit you came by, nigga. You a window watcher.
That's one thing I learned early on. Don't be here if you can't be here.
Tretch said that. You ain't from the hood. Don't come to the hood. You wouldn't understand the hood. Stay the fuck out the hood.
That part.
Shout out to Naughty by Nature from East Orange, New Jersey, down the hill, William Street. My boys, they older than me, but they was my boys. But yeah, people fake the funk, man. That's why they love Tupac. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Everybody getting this smoke tonight. Tupac was a background dancer for fucking Humpty Hump for a long time.
Digital Underground.
Right. He got ghetto when he started hanging out with Ice-T and Naughty by Nature and Tretch and them in Jersey and East Orange. Right? He reinvented himself when he took his ass over there. Tupac wasn't no thug. He ain't got no resume being no thug. But they love Fugazi. He was a very good artist. He's a very talented artist. He's a very talented actor. I love Tupac, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
He believed that character he played. Bishop became his real personality after he did Bishop.
Mm.
That wasn't who he was in person. He was singing sex packets, $1 for one, $1 for two, right? The Humpty Dance is the dance, the Humpty Dance, right? Oh, baby, baby. That was
Yeah.
Tupac.
Was it all around the world the same song? Yes.
Yes, all around the world the same song. What was the rest of it?
Yes. Brandon, you still in here? Hold on, because we coming up on 3 hours. Brandon, you still in here? Let me know if you still here, so I can give you this update real quick, so we can wrap this up. What did he say? For that nigga to get in his feelings on a panel and say he about to pull up lets me know he's never experienced any real shit a day in his life.
That's why, Brandon, that's why I did not even respond to it. If you saw it, this was on the JVJ network last night. If you saw it, the name of the show was Embracing Emotional Disconnect or some shit. Go back and watch it. You think I'm lying?
What the fuck is emotional disconnect anyway?
It's a fucking dysfunction. It's a mental disorder. That's what it is. So if you're encouraging people to embrace dysfunction, this white woman got a panel full of these fucking ninjas on there. Listen, talking about this bullshit. None of these niggas got no experience in nothing they talking about. Most of these niggas, just like they punk ass daddies, like I told her about her punk ass daddy and punk ass granddaddies, they ain't never had no pussy. They might have had one woman or two women in their whole life. Now they on the manosphere trying to front like everybody fucking all of these women. We know 45% of these damn motherfuckers is virgins because they admitted to it. The millennials. So all of these millennials on here, all of them, they all got 10 women apiece. Really? That's what we believe? Bullshit. Bullshit. And they get with women and they claim they got women. Then why you ain't, like you said earlier, y'all, they spend a lot of time online to have families and women. If you got
this part, that part,
you ain't got time. I know I got shit to do. I don't even work no more. But I got shit to do where I just can't be on this motherfucker all
day, every day. For real.
Every day. So I'm like, damn, how you got a wife, 2 kids? You know, I don't understand how. You got to pay attention to your wife at some point. It's late at night. She want to be cuddled. Hell,
you up in here on the stream.
You on here, you arguing with other bitches on here instead of eating your wife coochie. Nigga, what? But you
then when she get a boyfriend and you want to get up here and talk about bitches ain't shit. That see. I'll leave all that part out. Okay, let me.
I call the bullshit out. I see it.
Exactly. But let me get Brandon up to speed. Okay, So Brandon, last night said dude was in the stream, and y'all know I was thanking people for their support, their cash apps and all of that. He was in the stream, and he didn't make that cash app ring not one time, but he was on streams before mine last night and streams since, making everybody else cash app ring. Then when I did hear from him, it was for him to call and ask me for some shit. So that's where we at with it. So I'm getting real turned off. I feel like I need to fire up a stream tomorrow and give y'all the whole story, including this nigga name. The whole complete rundown. That's what I'm feeling like. But I'm trying not to be tacky like that because I was raised better than that. But yeah, like this, yeah. So I'm feeling some type of way. Like I can't get no support. I can't get shit.
I think
But you got it for everybody else. But I can't get shit.
I be trying to help the fellas out, man. And this is a piece of advice for you fellas. Sometimes you talk too much and you be painting yourself into a corner and don't even realize you in danger. And I said that kind of in the chat earlier, painting into a corner and don't even realize it's happening. And that's what tells me when I see men doing that, it tells me they don't have the experience that they claim they have. I'm like, yo, you don't see this coming? I see what's happening. It's like, wait for it. And they don't see it. And that tells me a lot. Kevin, we saw Kevin do this every night. Before he started talking to women, he was talking to men. And I would say it when he was doing it to the men. They're not ready. They don't have the experience. Just wait for it. They paint themselves into a corner. Unbelievable. But that ego, that pride, that false masculinity or whatever we want to call it, and we got to make up a term so it sounds easier, but whatever, fugazi, I guess is the word, but whatever, that's already been used. But whatever that word is, it's so strong in them that they can't see past it. It's like blinders on. What did Morpheus say? You have to see it for yourself. That's what he told Neo. You got to see it for yourself. A lot of these guys have not seen it for themselves. That's why they don't truly understand what the Matrix is. That's all I got. I'm getting off of here tonight. I'm getting heated, and I'm gonna say
we gonna wrap this up.
So
I am still of the opinion.
Shout
What's going on, CB2 Beats? How you doing? Yeah, it's a lot of false bravado going on.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the content creators.
It's some falsies. And what you say, RBN? Yeah, you did, and I did, and she did, and I thanked her, and yeah.
Yeah, Mona was in the chat. My favorite Mona.
Yeah, Mona always showing support. Always.
Take Heed was in there. So
yep, Take Heed was here.
Before I leave, I didn't drop no links tonight. I apologize.
Take Heed was here last night. Michonne was here tonight and last night. That big sis bestie in the house.
Was here tonight.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
Was she?
Yep. I was chatting with her in the chat for a little while.
Let me go back because I don't remember none of that.
Take Heed was definitely here.
I know she was here last night.
She was the first comment I made when I came on. My first comment after like, subscribe, and share was I said, take heed in exclamation points.
I'm looking.
And I said shalom to her.
Men don't want that.
I'm like LeBron, baby. I'm like the LeBron James of this, man. I can remember the comment.
You found that you was in moderation.
Credit.
I
played back the comment in my head.
Was last night.
Memory.
That was last night.
No, I did it. I didn't say
shalom. I'm reading. I'm looking right at this. She is not in here.
Tonight was the first night I ever said shalom to her in the chat.
I'm telling you, it ain't in here. I'm scrolling through the chat now. That was last night.
But anyway, go ahead and do your thing.
Oh,
I'm standing outside. I'm chilling. And y'all go ahead, man. I love everybody on here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna be back tomorrow.
There's something over here. And Aminaz, I'm gonna keep running my mouth. Aminaz said something very profound earlier. I wanted to mention the woman's sphere. You need a black woman's sphere. Y'all need to build that. Women are always gonna follow men. But what she said is we got our own shit we need to work out over here. I'm with that. Men don't want. Oh, that's what I meant to say that while RBN was here. That's what brought me up. He said men want women. No, we don't. The majority of men are single. They don't want women in their shit. So when a group of men are together, they're not looking for women to come in that group. That's simp behavior.
Yeah, Brandon, that's what we're doing over here. That's what
men who want to build something don't want to include women in that process. Unless those women have a unique skill.
But what happened to if you build it, they will come? How are y'all gonna build if y'all focusing on us?
And that's what I've been saying. That's the solution. Stop arguing with women. Stop doing these damn panels and debating women as just circular arguments. that have been going on for 1,000 fucking years and get the men together. And it ain't, oh damn it, I gotta keep talking. It ain't all men are the prize. It's only a select few of men who are the prize. But this is that vain thoughts. All men are trying to take credit for the few exceptional. Most men are average and below average. They ain't did shit. It's always been an exceptional small percentage of men who did the things. Everybody else is just a worker bee. So some of these men who are worker bees, they want to be more than worker bees. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be recognized. They ain't did shit. They ain't got no resume. Go out here and compete. Show me where you've competed against anybody since high school and you've succeeded. I'll wait.
What Cat say? Don't worry, I'll wait.
They can't. They don't even have success on their own fucking jobs. Can they say they're number one on their job in their city? You the number one, whatever you do? You the number one truck driver in your city? You the number one this in your city? No. They just regular guys. They're regular truck drivers. They're a regular factory worker. They ain't even the best factory worker at that factory. They just a guy with a job. Most men. And that hurts them when they get around men with accomplishments. And then they want to start tuning. Well, I did this too, and I'm a man just like him. That's Delta talk. There's something they're doing it usually in the presence of women. Because men don't do that around each other, man. Shut the fuck up. That's what will happen in the conversation. Man, shut your ass up.
Okay. On that note, we're gonna establish the woman's sphere. Because again, I'm over here to reset the black community. We're gonna start with the black women. I'm a woman, so I'm gonna speak to the women.
Call it BWS, the Black Woman Sphere.
Okay, we're gonna work on it. Brandon, you talking about me getting my Simone on? I have no problem getting my Simone on, but this dude is not giving me no Jonathan Owens vibes. I'm not getting Jonathan Owens type of action. So I don't know. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Probably ain't gonna bring too much of nothing because that seemed to be the new pattern. But I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna talk about something. I see y'all then. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate y'all. As always, we have had a good conversation, some excellent perspective. So until then, till tomorrow, bye y'all.